And so episode 42 of this game is beginning. As a group, you've made your way down below the city into first a mausoleum and then the crypts below, chasing the clues that indicated that this was a base of operations for the Vampire Master. Along with you is travelling a group of soldiers that the locals have called Mist Wraiths, that Haldir has also identified as such. Alongside Alara, who has joined you in investigating why these creatures are after her specifically. You entered the mausoleum, found bodies of the original soldiers that had gone to investigate, and clues that led you to the entrance, carved through the rock into what looks like older part of the city, maybe long forgotten. To the best of your knowledge, the tunnels down here are not carved through stone, they're actually very ornate stonework, if very ancient. You stumbled into the first room on your exploration down here and counter-ambushed a bunch of ambush predators, gargoyles.
This is how it works, people.
Good job, Mug.
So what you're saying is we are on top of the food chain.
For now. Verity brought Finn into the fight, and in Orcish proceeded to pretend to summon him magically.
Which is completely 100% the power that I have, yes.
Of course, it's in your spellbook, right?
As this fight winds to a close, Seda is going to lean over to you, Verity, and say, please do that every single time. And she's going to say that in Orcish.
Verity is just gonna laugh and, give her, a secretive nod. Being very, very non-suspicious about it. Yep.
Inconspicuous, non-magical, magical dragon summoning.
Definitely need to learn that language.
Hey, you teach me Elvish, I teach you Orcish.
Deal.
So, Alara is going to look around the room and poke and prod at the corpses before...
Sacrilege.
Well, they're stonework. They're rock solid now.
Oh,
Sis.
those. Okay. Those are allowed poked and prodded.
That's the only corpses that are here. We destroyed them pretty quick.
We are in a mausoleum, right? Or underneath a mausoleum, so it could very well be that,
Well, when you first entered this room, it was a strange sight. It looked almost like a dining room. There is a long table in the center of the room. There are still chairs around it, although some of them have been knocked over, as both the Elvish soldiers and yourself launched yourselves into the fight. And there used to be a number of statues along the edge of the walls, which are now lying in pieces and shattered across the floors.
As they should be. We don't want ain't no culture here. Not the kind that attacks you from behind.
culture is not allowed here.
Definitely.
I mean, this is a place for fucking elves. Of course there's no culture.
Oh, damn.
Please tell me that he said that out loud.
Damn.
No, Silas was actually doing such a good job at like being honorable with this Mistwalker captain, so he's probably not gonna actually say that out loud.
Good.
However,
Aw.
he might whisper
Very
it to Haldir. Just because
He whispers it to Haldir?
yes, because he knows that Haldir would be upset with it.
Daggers is being glared.
I'm gonna give him.
I love that Silas is like, oh yeah, I'll wake up super early every morning to partake in this like morning ritual that I don't understand and has no purpose to me, but also, like, I will insult this other person for no reason, because you know,
Hey, I never
treating
said
your
he was-
crewmates equally. Yep.
I never said he was sane and or fair. He is, however, smart enough to know that he shouldn't anger everyone all at once. I have a feeling that Haldir and Whisper lost causes to him. He can't get credit there, so he might as well, you know, be sassy all he wants. And then there's Mug, who's dumb enough to not understand everything all the time, so he has a chance there. And Verity, well, as long as he does the morning routine and doesn't, you know, invoke slavery on the ship or anything, he might have a shot at being considered almost decent. See, he has plans.
Right.
He is the Batman of this Justice League. He is
Your
planned
problem
out
is that
everything.
Verity's best friends on this ship is Haldir and Whisp,
Yep,
which are the two people you keep antagonizing.
yep.
But hey, if you're nice to the dragon, you're probably good.
Yep. See this.
So that's how it is. The dragon is more important than either
Yes.
Wisp or Haldir.
Yes.
Of course, the thing can
Put
shape.
together, combined. Yes.
Haldir, the thing can shapeshift. Oh, and also it's a fucking dragon. Of course. It's more like that thing is more important than the entirety of the ship
Pretty much.
because it's a fucking dragon.
Pretty much, though.
Well,
I know
where were
we're I know we were supposed to do this whole loyalty thing, but
Hey, I never asked for loyalty. All I ask is please don't murder me while I'm earning money.
when you're not earning money, it's fine.
Yeah,
Okay, great. I mean, you're not earning money while you sleep, so I guess it's fine.
Silas is always earning money. He's practically a cash cow at this point. That's not entirely true, but still, it's true.
I think Haldir's earned more money for the crew at this point.
Yes and no. Because yes, you've earned more money through trades and such, but to be fair, I've been commanding all of those missions. Therefore, I can claim to having earned that money as well.
I'm just gonna say I have a dragon, and therefore I win.
The dragon has
It's
not
a,
earned us any
it's
money
a
yet.
gold dragon, though. I'm
Does that mean that it poops gold?
It is
Because if
definitely
so-
its weight worth in gold, I'm sure.
Can we sell its skills for gold? Is that how that works? that is Silas, or that's Timo, not Silas.
You can always try and see what happens. So,
I have a feeling that trying to get the skills from the dragon is not gonna end well unless the dragon like sheds.
Anyway.
Alara is studying the table. Seda is sort of not looking around at the room in particular, but she's looking at both entryways and seeming to just be trying to keep alert for any further dangers. The elves have gathered at the other end of the room and opened up the doorway and started to look through.
Silas is gonna also pull out his arquebus and like use the scope to look through, and then he's gonna mention to the group, guys, we definitely need to get to get the kill on that K dude.
Oh, on the what?
Don't look at me. I'm terrible. Like I don't do damage.
Okay, who do you want me to kill? Show
Well-
me.
He's not here yet, but once we find K, I'll point at him,
Yeah,
and you have to
make
murder
him come
before-
here. Yeah. Yeah, I will take him first.
Well, we need to kill him before they do, and I just point subtly at the Mistwalkers, Mist Wraiths.
Okay, I will beat them up. And
No,
the
no, no,
monk
no, no.
starts
No,
walking
no.
towards them.
No, 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 no. Mug,
Try
no.
stop him.
Yeah, are you guys bodily stopping him?
I'm
Yes. Yes.
Actually, fully yes. Can I ask?
Should we roll might?
Oh, can I ask Verity if she can, if she has the summon that might help with stopping Mug?
Mug, you can't beat up the
I'm
Mist
not
Wraith.
putting him in front of mugs. That's a terrible idea. Why would I do that?
Mug, you can't beat them up. They're gonna be helpful in finding the people you can't beat up.
So, even as you're watching, the captain splits the Mist Wraiths into two groups, and they slip through the doors.
Fuck, these are the special ops, that's right. We need to hurry now.
And the
Okay,
captain
what-
just
what-
looks
what
over her
is-
shoulder and smirks and says, "You're being awfully slow, considering our mission."
Mug is full on running in front of them.
So, based on that, Mug, pick left or right. As you burst through after them, you see that just outside this door there's a sharp corner, and then the tunnel splits into two passageways.
Oh no.
One curves off to the left, and one goes off to the right. And the Mist Walkers have
Mug is going left.
split and gone down both passageways. Okay, so Mug starts running left.
Yeah, I just rolled the dice
Mug's to the
because I
left.
couldn't decide.
No, that's fine.
Haldir is just looking at the rest of the group like, I'm gonna try and stop him. Follow along quickly and then just run after Mug.
So you're heading after Mug?
Uh-huh.
Can I ask Alara if it's a good idea that, you know, her and me maybe go the right way so that we have like a pincer move if the routes reattach, and if not, we get at least a shot on both sides?
Alara's just going to nod.
I'm just following mugs.
Right, so Haldir, Mug, and Verity have all shot off one way.
I'll
Alara,
join the other two.
Yeah,
Wisp-
I was
That's a
about
pretty
to
good
ask if
team.
Wisp would be willing to, you know, accompany us there.
right. So Wisp and Alara are going to join you.
Can we call dibs on Seda?
Considering the dragon's going the other way, yes.
In before I send Fen one way and me the other way, and it's gonna be ultimate chaos.
So,
It's partially a good idea until you know the group that you send the dragon.
No,
to
it's not
make
happening.
die.
In a million years. I do not trust that he will be alive when I return.
so I'm
Of course not.
going to explain what happens first with those going down the right corridor. So,
Goes wrong, guys.
Oh, damn it.
no,
Well, if we
let's
hear the
just say-
screams, we can run the other way.
I rolled dice for the Mistwalkers as well. So the Mistwalkers have got a good head start on you, Silas, as they're running down this corridor.
Yep.
One of them has taken the point basically in front of the others, and the other two have got some space between them, but they've got their weapons drawn, ready to attack anything that's...
What weapons are we bringing?
So the one in the lead is carrying a pair of short swords, and the two at the back, one of them is a mage, and the other one is currently carrying a rapier and a pistol. However, the one in the lead takes a step and just vanishes from view. You hear
Uh-oh.
a very quick and sharp scream that trails off.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
The two behind him skid to a halt, looking downwards,
I'm glad Mug didn't get ahead of them.
and then they look at each other before glancing back at you lot, and then they jump, and then continue on their way.
Does it sound like they land safely?
The scream? No.
No, not the one with the scream. The
Oh.
other ones who jump.
The other
The
two?
two people jumping over.
You see them land perfectly fine. Like,
Oh,
you
they-
can't
they
see
come
what
from
they...
the other side.
Yeah. You can't
That
see
makes-
where this person vanished to at this stage, but
We didn't hear them land. That says enough.
yeah. So,
Silas is smart enough to know that if you don't hear it land, it's probably deep.
as you get closer to it, what you barely make out on the ground is that where there are massive stone slabs that make up this part of the floor, one of them is darker and more out of place than the others, and then you realize that it's because it's not a slab, it's effectively the absence of a slab, and you can't see the bottom of this thing.
Oh.
Damn. I'm gonna, how far across is it?
It's only about 1.5 meters across. You could easily do a bit of a run up and jump over.
If those knife ears can jump it, so can I. And I just jump.
Yeah.
Did you say that out loud?
Damn.
Silas did say it out loud this time.
What the
Alara's
hell?
gonna jump after
I'm
you.
getting very competitive right now.
Alara
They
clips
are-
you over the back of the head when she lands.
I know. The funny part about being a racist against elves is having an elvish girlfriend.
She is.
She
Yeah.
isn't Elvish.
She is an elvish. She is
Is she?
human.
Oh,
She
Oh,
just
Alara
speaks
is
Elvish.
She speaks it though.
ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only elves you're like really messing with is just two of your crew members.
Yep.
Mwah.
So, Wisp, when are we gonna stab him in his sleep?
So you see the two remaining mist wastes sort of stop right before the door at the far end of this corridor, and at this stage, I'm going to go back to Mug.
Uh-oh.
So Mug, you twist and turn after the mist walkers that have gone down this tunnel, and actually overtake them in your eagerness to be there first. And you get to a point where there is a very large wooden door in front of you. What do you do?
Try to. Okay, so Mug tries to kick it in. Oh, yeah.
Right here. The first thing I'll do is, can I get you to roll a perception and then your strength?
I mean, whether he is. Oh, if it opens in door.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm rolling perception first.
Yep, a perception seeing first, then roll your strength
I
might.
mean, I'm really sad because this was such a good roll and I'm wasting it on perception.
Well, at least you're gonna see the animals in this door.
Damn it! But it's funnier if Mug doesn't. Anyway, I think I have a +1 for perception. I don't get any situational modifiers or anything else.
At this stage, not really, no.
Okay. If only this was my strength roll, it would be so much better. But yeah, I think it's still pretty decent, isn't it?
Let me 13. Let me just double check. Against my table. Well, that's interesting. So, Mug, you're literally you get up to this door and you're about to throw a massive kick at it when you stop when you realize you're staring at something that looks really odd and out of place.
Uh-oh. Yes?
You see a small lever attached to the bottom of the door, and that lever goes into the ground and under the tile you're standing on.
Oh, okay. Mug looks at the thing like. I wonder if Mug. So Mug looks behind him. Is there anyone behind him? Is it like how
Haldir,
Mug!
Verity, and
Easy!
the
Why are you doing this? Can you stop?
Oh, God.
guys, look at this. What is?
Actually,
this
Verity
thing?
would probably
Is
be
that
okay.
usually on doors?
Verity would probably be okay just because she's used to like training with mugs every morning now.
Yep.
Verity is
Haldir is the one who will
So
be the
it's
most
fine.
struggly.
Yeah.
There goes his cross-country preparation as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, guys, what is this? Is this what normally doors have, or can I kick it in?
What?
so you see a small lever that seems to be attached to the corner of the door, almost out of view, that then goes into the ground right underneath. Well, actually, although
so
Verity, Verity,
I guess Mug hasn't actually kicked in the door yet.
Yeah,
'cause he
currently-
got this thing and he got distracted.
yep. Verity, this looks awful like the mechanical contraptions that usually trigger on-off switches. It's almost like what you would use to trigger those contraptions that you bought back in Fort New Hearth.
Oh, our crew are so happy you bought those.
Haldir,
Yeah.
it looks like a mechanism, like a lever to trigger something.
Mug is like, can I open the door now? It's a normal door, right?
I mean, how about we all just step to the side and you can pull the lever?
Yeah, I'm
pull
gonna
the
stand back
lever.
here.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stand back here too.
Okay, Mug just holds onto the lever and rips it off.
Radio.
That's not what we meant with pulling the lever, but it'll work.
Okay.
Might disable the trap.
Mug.
Is it a might check now?
Nope. By grabbing the thing, you've triggered it.
Okay.
Can I get a dexterity acrobatics out of you?
Oh shit.
We're gonna find
Our
out
Mug
where
is
the
not going to make it.
Mist guy went.
Oh boy.
This is some good sciencing though from Mug.
It's not a shit roll. But yeah, it's just acrobatics that I add to it.
If you've got acrobatics, yep. Add +2 to it.
'Cause I don't think I have acrobatics.
No, that's fine. If you've got any stunt points,
It's good. I have climbing. No stunt points in this
Okay.
one, unfortunately.
And it's Dex acrobatics.
let me just
Yeah,
see
that's sad.
what you've got, and then I can.
Well, wait. Actually, I have it. Sorry, I picked it up.
Acrobatic dwarf,
Okay.
huh?
Yep.
I think I was like, I don't know what to pick up. Let's pick up acrobatics. That's lucky as hell.
Handy.
I picked it up on level 6, so that was a good idea.
It's already paid off.
Yep.
I don't know if it will save me though.
We'll see. Okay. Mug, you reach down, grab this lever, and just yank it. Everyone hears a very hard click, and the slab Mug is on starts to tip forwards. Mug, you throw yourself backwards and find yourself standing on the edge of a very large pit.
Oh, Mug is looking down. Oh, is this the door? A bit confused. Is this how this door works? I've
No,
never seen a
Mug,
door like this.
That would be a hole where if you fell down in it, you would fall for an eternity before splatting out in underground beneath.
What? Why would you do this? Why would you replace the door with a hole? I don't get it. Can I open the door now?
The slab slowly clicks its way back up and then settles as if, and basically testing it with your toes, it seems to support your weight again.
Just
Okay,
don't
now
stand on
Mug
it.
kicks in the door.
Done.
Mug is done with this. He's kicking in the door now.
Not a problem. So,
Can I roll might?
yep, roll your might.
Yes! Finally, a might check. things that Mug is used to doing. Kicking in the door.
Yep.
Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody wants the dinosaur.
Are dinosaurs a
Okay.
thing in this world? Just out of curiosity.
It might be.
Silas is not actually there. I think
Yeah.
Silas went the other way.
Silas has gone the other way.
Other way.
Speaking of which, so the rest of you running up that other tunnel.
Bhajiri, which side do you pick?
Actually, yeah, Bhajiri, pick left or right?
Oh, okay. Oh, in that case, right. Fuck it. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not with the superior team.
Oh,
Wait.
dang.
You picked poorly.
So,
You pick
He
poorly.
might not be with your team, but he is with the best team.
so you've
It
tailed
just
along.
says superior. You couldn't be superior for the superior team. That's
Yeah.
not how that works.
You've tailed along after Alara, Silas, and Wisp, and Seda went up that tunnel as well.
Yes.
So the Mistwalkers have thrown open that door and burst into the room just in front of you after determining that what they were seeing on the floor didn't seem really of anything of importance.
Filthy cheaters.
Um,
Come along, we need to catch up.
so you can all burst in there. You can also roll perception hearing.
Okay, let's do that first.
Yep, and Mug,
Now, just how awfully they die.
is that 18 might?
Yes.
Okay, Mug, you kick this door clean off its hinges.
Yeah.
It flies into
That's
the
what
room
Mug
and
says.
bounces. So, you all step into a room with the Mistwalkers right behind you. Room number 5. So, this particular room has a number of doors all around it. There is a strange smell coming from the southern end of the room, and apart from a few scraps of torn up paper scattered around, there's nothing else really of interest in here.
So there's nothing moving.
There's nothing moving, no. There is a...
Uh,
Let me just quickly kick up to the map again, because you've come in through there. To your left, there is a door on the same wall that you've just entered, heading... It looks almost like back the way you came. There is a door on the opposite wall. There are 2 doors on the opposite wall. One close to you and one far in the corner on the opposite end of the room.
So
Does
three,
any of the
three
doors
different
look like-
doors.
There are 3 different doors.
oh my god. Are all the doors closed?
The one on the same wall that you've entered in on, so you can't actually see into it or beyond it from where you are, is open.
Okay, Mug tries opening it and looking inside.
You see like a narrow chamber behind there, but it's filled with just what looks to be like rotting wood that may at one point have been shelving. There's
Okay, but
broken
there's
glass
no
and
person in there.
no, there's nothing in there. Broken glass and bits and pieces.
Okay.
Those of you that rolled that hearing check, you hear immediately shouting and the scraping of something along stone that almost sounds like bone and steel.
Oh. So who's gonna go first? Can I
But-
look through? with
But
my
Bhajiri looks at Silas and is just like,
If
I'll
only
go
Mug was
first
there.
if you really want someone else to go first.
Can I look through with my scope real quick before anyone actually goes through?
You can swing your scope around, or basically your rifle around the wall. The door frame, and look in. What you see, you basically have to drop your scope because it's too close, and it feels like you were basically getting a very microscopic view of its forehead. You see a giant skeletal horned creature. Basically, it looks bull-headed. It has scraps of leather hanging off it, and it has a oversized weapon in one hand that it has been dragging across the floor, and is turning to face these Mistwalkers.
I'm gonna
Oh
look
no!
at.
Mug managed to miss that. I'm so sad.
I'm gonna look at Bhajiri for a second and then just go. How badly do we want these Mistwalkers alive?
Is there something in there that's going to kill them? And how badly?
There's something there that's gonna kill all of us if we step in, I think. And then I just describe what I saw.
Bhajiri scratches his chin using his foot, and just thinks to himself, and is just we might be able to take it. If we can't take it, we can try and flee. It'll be fine. Let's just go with it.
I'm gonna look at Wisp for a second and then just go. And what do you think?
Well, what did you see?
I describe it again. Skeletal.
Sorry, I was not paying attention. That's why I missed the perception check.
Fair. Skeletal, horns, big as weapon, and
How do you kill something like that?
it's massive. How do you kill a dead thing?
Yeah, with no organs.
Yeah.
That's something you need bingo for to make it go explode.
Oh, bing!
As you say that, you realize that Bingo doesn't appear to have come with you.
Where's my bingo? I just instantly look in my jacket pocket if there's a bingo there. Is there a bingo there?
Not that you've... Well, you're pretty certain you'd realize if he'd crawled into your jacket.
I'm gonna then look and just go, so I don't think smoke bombs are gonna help with this one, right?
Could try trip it up.
Wisp, you know stuff about bones. Do they get brittle if you overheat them
Oh,
or cool
boy.
them down too much?
Yes, potentially. How big is the thing, though?
How big is it?
I
compared
like that
to
you're
the-
having this whole conversation while people are
Yep.
probably dying in the next room.
So they are fighting at the moment.
The longer we wait, the more heroic we look when we get in and control the thing.
The more douchebaggery you guys are.
We are fashionably late. They shouldn't have rushed ahead.
It's okay. We're not seeing any of this happen. Mug would have already rushed in and would be excited about the fight.
So...
It's only Alara and Seda judging them.
Also, do you have something that can heat it up? Because
The-
I don't.
Yes, I do. Do you want to borrow one?
Oh god, what?
And I just pull out a dagger of heat.
Just at this particular point, you hear a scream from inside the room.
Okay.
We
now
should probably go with
that's our cue. Can I start running in and just hand Wisp the dagger before I actually follow through?
Yep.
Wait, what's the plan? Are we going for a sneeze? What?
have you guys heard the ballad of the war for the stars? Because there's one part in that ballad where the heroes have to take on this 160-foot tall thing. They call it an AT-80, and they wrap rope around its legs to make it fall over. Maybe we could do that.
That's a plan.
So
God, that means I'm going to have to be the one that runs around it then. Unless
as,
someone else has a rope.
as you've all burst into this room,
Right round.
you see that this creature... So Bhajiri and Wisp, you now get a good view of this thing.
Can I pull off a shot before it notices us?
Yes, because it's
Right
busy trying to pull a halberd out the middle of the mage.
Ooh. In that case, ooh, shooty. Oh, that's how we're gonna do it, right?
The mage appears to be very, very, very dead.
Ooh.
So I rolled much. 4 is 12 plus 9 is 21.
That'll be a hit.
Okay, with 4 stunt points.
Yep. This creature, Bhajiri and Wisp, will remind you of stories that you've heard of creatures. It might vary depending on your backgrounds, but in some cultures it's called a minotaur. It's bull-headed. It
Wait,
has...
it's not a skeleton.
It is a skeleton. It is nothing but bones and leather armor hanging off it.
So it's a skeletal minotaur?
Yep.
Damn. So my plan is to do 2 things. I'd like to pierce armor and... Oh, you know what? No, pierce armor is not gonna have any use. I'd like to taunt and lightning attack.
Okay.
And then I'd like to use my minor action to reload my rifle afterwards.
Okay.
So for damage, am I faster than it?
Your speed is 3, right? Yes.
My dex is 3.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, pinpoint attack as well. So I got 3 for my pinpoint.
Yep.
And I got to roll 1 more dice. 6 plus 2 plus... It's my arquebus, so that's plus 3 plus 4 is 15 damage from the from just the rifle shot to the wherever I hit.
15 damage plus the 3 pinpoint. Noted. Plus 3, yep. Radio. So chunks of bone come flying off this thing after your bullet basically hits it and rattles around. Flick through to here.
Oh, by the way, Glenn, I
Yep.
handed Wisp a dagger of fire
Yep.
to loan during this battle.
Yep. Not a problem. So, can I get out of the 3 of you initiative rolls, and I'll work through what you're doing. The guys in the other room,
Yes.
you have 3 doors, of which Mug's already investigated 1. The other 2 are shut.
Can we hear or smell or see or...
You smell something weird coming from, like, the door in the far corner, but you don't hear anything out of the ordinary, and the Mistwalkers have sort of shouldered their way into the room and also started carefully trying to investigate doors.
Right. What does it smell of?
So that's that room. Let me just...
Mark, was there anything important in that room behind that door you just opened?
Oh, sorry, I just went down for dessert. I just came back. But I think that was just a question from Haldir, right?
Yes.
So...
Haldir asked if you'd found anything important behind that door.
Mug is like, no, I think it's all rubbish. There's nothing here to fight. And Mug is going to the next door to kick it in. Whichever one is closest.
I want to know what the smell was.
It
and...
smells like a mixture of ash and, like, dried blood. You're not entirely certain.
Well, Magus, I think possibly this is the door for fighting. Smells like blood anyway.
Yeah, thanks, Verity.
And I will, like, sneak back to the door that he just came from to check it out. Because if he said there's
Ma-
nothing interesting there, there's probably something interesting there.
Fair enough.
So Silas has got a 23, 10 on Bhajiri, 18 on Wisp. It's getting plus it's it's not getting very fast. And with you are Seda and Alar. Pull up their sheets quickly.
Oh yeah, did you want me to roll for kicking in the next door? Or...
If you want to kick in another door, yes you may.
Yeah. So Mug is kicking in the door that Verity pointed at as having blood and whatever else. Oh my god! This door is going to be splintered.
Good job,
I
Mike.
am somewhat concerned what you're doing to all the doors in this place, but proceed.
I have 5 stun points on it.
Oh, ow.
Radio.
Yeah. I wish this was an attack. Why am I doing this to the door? I hope that's a monster as well.
4 and then 5 and then 6. Alright, so Silas, you're actually first in the turn order against the Minotaur.
Rip door.
Oh, right. So
That's on the bloody door.
So 2 of the Mistwalkers have gone to the nearest door to the where you've entered, and they're checking this thing for traps now that they're well aware that these things could be trapped. And the 3rd has gone over to the opposite side of the room to sort of investigate where the smell is coming from. He's carefully looking for traps as Mug comes flying across the room. He leaps and just throws both feet in a kick into the door right on the hinge and sends it flying across, bouncing and tumbling into the hallway.
Oh well.
Only the door was trapped and both of the people looking at the traps are now falling.
Oh well.
The Mistwalker is just sort of scratching his chin going, well, that's one way to do it.
Mug is rushing in and looking for things to fight.
So you find curving tunnels afterwards. One that sort of very shortly turns into a collapsed rock slide and doesn't seem to go anywhere. But the other one you clearly see goes off into the distance. It takes you on a few turns, but you find yourself facing 2 doors, one on the right and an open one at the very end of the corridor that's only an archway.
Oh, not again. Okay, I think Mug is trying to be clever and go for the open door this time.
Right, so you run into that room. I'm going to have to start tracking where you all are.
Glenn,
Yep.
I'm definitely following Mug.
can I
I'm
take
in
my
the
turn?
door, the first place the mugs came from. I wanted to check it out.
Yep. So, Silas, you were doing something as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to my dagger for a minor action because
Yep.
switching from my rifle is a free action normally.
Yep.
So I'm gonna switch to my dagger, specifically the one with fire,
Yep.
and I'm gonna try and run up to the thing and just stab it in the skull.
Yep. Noted. So roll your attack for that. Verity, as you go and check the other door, the 2 Mistwalkers look at each other, nod, throw the door open, and you've got a crystal clear view into the next room. Let me just click on and describe that one. So, this room has basically a giant, it looks like it's almost done in red paint, message smeared onto the opposite wall that you were looking at. And you can read it quite clearly from where you are standing. And it says, "Sharpen thy spear and ready thy shield."
Well,
And
that's ominous.
standing right beneath it are two giant skeletons with horned heads.
Mugs!
It's too late.
Mugs!
I mean, this is so funny. Mog is missing all the freaking monsters.
Hey, at least I'm shouting for you now.
I think it's a bit late by at this point.
There's a fight! Mugs!
21 to hit.
Well,
Yep, that's a hit.
I've been following Mug, so maybe I'll hear it and get him back.
I'd like to
I
lethal
think we
blow.
probably have to
Yep.
roll perception. No?
Uh-huh.
Mug, you're not that far away from Verity that you can't hear. And as you spill out into the room that you've just run into, you don't see anything really of interest. Except there's a blacksmith's hammer, what appears to be slightly cooled forge that still looks like there's some fire in it, but the room is empty.
Mug picks up the hammer and goes back.
So you take the hammer from the blacksmith's forge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
look, a weapon. Time to go fighting.
Okay. Noted. So, yep, roll your damage, Timo.
Glenn, I'd
Yep.
like lethal blow plus skirmish.
Yep.
I also get to pinpoint attack.
Yep.
So my pinpoint attack is 5 damage,
And
my lethal blow plus burning dagger is max damage.
all right.
So that's 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6.
Yep.
6 of those are fire, plus 1 plus my strength, I believe.
Yep.
That's a lot of damage.
24, 25, 27 damage from the burning dagger.
Noted.
At least 6 of that is fire damage.
Yep. So you're going to basically scrape this dagger up along the side of this thing, and it's just going to carve through ribs and bones, and send parts of this creature scattering across the floor.
I like to fight these. They don't bleed.
So it takes.
You go for the
27
leg.
damage.
I should have gone for the leg.
I thought that was the plan.
So
Yes, it was, but then I forgot the plan.
can I get?
Now.
That's
And-
actual Timo forgetting the plan, not fighting.
So, in the room where Verity is, the Mistwalkers have spilled through into this room, seen the creatures, and immediately spilled back out of it.
Cowards.
Great.
They're drawing their weapons, and it looks like they're preparing to defend the doorway rather than try and fight these things in an open room.
Cowards.
The
Sections.
Verity, from your point of view, two giant bull-headed skeletons have both grabbed halberds and are charging at this doorway.
Great.
The lead one has actually dropped into a semi-crouch, and his horns are the closest thing and getting bigger and
I'm
bigger.
just gonna get an angle so they can't charge at me,
Yep.
and I'm gonna keep shouting mugs.
Yep.
Are we rolling initiative as well, or?
Yep. You can roll
Yeah.
initiative as well. I will put you into the turn orders.
Because that's also dexterity, right?
Yep. And then
Okay.
this was interesting. You split the party.
I mean, what did you expect us to do?
Not find all the skeletons of minotaurs at the same time.
Of course we do.
wow.
You know us.
Haldir is a 17.
Can you stunt on initiative?
Unfortunately, no. 17 for
Well,
Haldir.
that's
So next on that turn order is Wisp.
I haven't actually posted mine, but okay.
Do the punch with your dagger in its legs.
Yeah. What do I roll for that? Because I don't have the stuff for that. I'm assuming it's like accuracy attack and all that, but like.
It's a normal dagger attack, so it's to try an attack you roll 3d6 plus your accuracy,
Mhm.
and light blades if you have the talent for the focus for that.
Mhm.
Then for the damage you roll 1d6 plus 1, and then you roll, or 1d6 plus 1 is the normal. Jesus, Timo, words.
Write it down for me.
15 and 18 there. 15. So, Mug, you're going to hear the shouts coming from the room that you've left behind as you approach back.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I had a pretty decent roll actually for hearing it anyway. So.
Yep. So 16
I had
is a hit
14,
Wisp.
Yeah.
14 on Mug.
Yeah, 14 was hearing the screams. So I
Oh
think
yeah,
Mug
you
heard
did.
it,
You definitely heard.
and then, yeah.
Roll your initiative.
Oh, so I can roll initiative.
Yep.
Can I just make this the initiative then? Because that's
Yeah.
easier.
Yep, that's perfectly fine.
Then it will actually change.
And let me just roll these poor buggers. Oh, they're actually going to get to go.
Was it any? Did it make any sense how I wrote the damage as well?
So, oh, don't eat that. I need that for Minotaurs. Right.
Okay.
So 17 for initiative. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good one, I think.
Yep. Let me pop that there. No, no problem. Yeah, I'll let people know if I need tiebreakers. I'm actually...
The monkey man was suddenly killed.
I couldn't hear anything for a moment, so I was like, oh no, my Discord's shut itself.
Did you
Does
murder
from
it?
time to time.
I cannot confirm nor deny it's murder. But if I did, it's now resurrected.
It's
See,
Jesus.
this is how I find out that you're the necromancer.
Alright, 17 plus 4 for the... Yep.
Yeah. What's good for that? Because again, I suck at this.
Oh, right, that was 4 stunt points, yep. Don't forget your pinpoint if you haven't already used it.
Yeah, I've done that.
Righty, 4 stunt points. Trust me, that is the one table I haven't actually opened. Stunt table and opening. Right, you can... Well, you can't really use dual strike, that requires 2 targets.
PS armor, mighty blow.
Yeah, you could piece armor and mighty blow it.
Sure.
That's an extra 1d6.
And that's an extra 4.
An extra 4 and halves its armor. So 17, extra 4, that brings it up to 21.
And I'm going for a leg.
Right.
Particularly the joints.
See, now
Someone
that's a good
remember the
idea.
plan.
Only someone had thought of that earlier.
And then plus that to the damage that's already taken. So you slash with this dagger through, aiming specifically for like the joints on this leg, and you half sever it. You see it actually almost stagger and start to lose control of it before it slams the base of its halberd into the ground and pushes it back up, using its weapon as almost a walking staff.
So it's somewhat sentient then.
So, third on the list, Sada's going to go. And she's going to scream a battle cry. Charge on in. What the hell is her bonus? Because that roll was bad. She's going to swing her two-handed sword overhead and aim on the opposite side of its body from where it's holding its halberd, presuming that it's not going to be able to block the blow, but this thing moves rapidly and slams the halberd in and catches her blade. They're currently locking blades right now. Fourth up, its go. Or more to the point, there you go. Back to here. And it is going to use that. It's... Oh boy. Stunt table, lightning attack is... Radio. So it's going to shove using its halberd, then quickly grab it with both hands and swing, and it's actually attacking both you, Whisp, and Sada at the same time with this blow.
Mm. So I need to roll in second attack for it, but the other thing I need to double check is how much it actually is going to do. And the other thing it's doing on the first attack is a mighty blow. So Sada is getting all this in damage. And her armor is thankfully massively high. Oops. So basically the first attack, first part of that attack is going to slam into Sada and send her flying across the room. Ooh.
The second attack, I'm just double checking its bonuses on the attack again. It's that. Does a 12 hit you, Wisp?
On armor?
On defense.
No, 14.
Right, so it tried to follow through with this swing to also hit you, and you've just barely stepped out of the way of it. Sada has blood pouring out of a wound, and you can see part of her armor is torn.
Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna look away.
Oh gosh. Both of yous can't be taken out. You rushed us into this mess.
So,
What? Into this mess?
in the
I was talking to you.
in the other room, so Verity, you specified you stepped sort of out of the angle of the door, haven't you?
Yep.
Right. First one.
I mean, I still want to be able to see. I just don't want to
Oh, you're going to see
be
this.
able to rush.
Right. So, and that. Which means that both of these, I think, are going to hit. Right. So. Yep, both of them are going to hit. This is going to hurt. As I add all this up.
That. And that. Which is also a hit, which, oh boy. So, the two Mistwalkers have stepped through the door and prepared to defend it against these creatures. The one that was bull rushing skids to a halt and thrusts a halberd forward and slams it into the chest of one right in front of you, Verity. And then the other one barrels into the room and spins a massive blow that hits both of them and takes the injured one's head off.
Huh.
The other one, the remaining Mistwalker in the room at the far end is staring in shock, and his comrade is like barely keeping himself up. He's bleeding profusely from the slash across his chest.
Should you maybe go save them?
Me and what army?
So-
The army coming behind you.
Don't you have like
So,
I
have a
shouted
dragon?
for mugs like 4 times.
Bhajiri, you will get a roll. You'll get your turn, and then I'll reset the turn order to include everyone so that we're doing it all in order.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like how we have one turn order, but like 2 battles going on.
Yep.
Makes
Efficiency.
it really confusing.
Wait, so I don't get a turn this turn?
Your group's turn starts at the end of Bhajiri's, because their fight started before yours did. So they've gone
Right,
through
but our minotaurs already got a turn, right?
Yeah.
all the Minotaurs.
And I saw them.
Yeah, so you've seen what they've done, and they've all acted on the same turn.
Yeah, but shouldn't she also get a turn this, like, in response to seeing them?
They're not going to act in that particular room until the people in that room have acted. So they've acted, and then they'll wait until their turn again.
It's fine. Let's go.
So Bhajiri's up. If we have a Bhajiri.
Yes, I'm just thinking whether I try and do something stupid or be sensible.
When in doubt, stupid.
You can never do anything stupid.
Do the stupid thing.
So to clarify,
You have to
these
open everyone.
how tall is this Minotaur?
It's probably about half a head taller than Seda. It's on par. It's not massively bigger than your standard humanoid, but if you put it in the room with like the tallest people you knew, it would probably be just that little bit taller.
Okay, so assumedly that means that it is in some way, shape, or form climbable, right?
Oh, you could definitely climb up its back. Where it's not absolutely massively tall, it is broad-shouldered.
Excellent.
Not to
Monkey
play for the
see, monkey
puns,
climb.
it's built like a bull.
Okay, so Bhajiri is going to attempt to climb up the back of this bastard with the intention of like blunderbussing its skull off.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is, first roll me a dexterity acrobatics.
Could I argue for a strength climbing?
Yes, you can. Basically, you're either going to try and do it gracefully and get up there and not get thrown off, or you're just going to grip for dear life. So, yep, you can do strength climbing. Two very different methods of getting up there, but valid.
Okay, this is fantastic. So I've gotten 14 plus 6, that's a 20 with 4 skill points.
Right, so you've... Basically, this thing's felt you jump onto its back and it started trying to throw and thrash to get you off. It almost seems to try to let go of its halberd to grab at you, but loses the strength of its leg at the same time, so just sort of resorts to just throwing its head around. You're able to grip on basically with both feet and hands with relative ease. It doesn't seem to be able to dislodge you.
Fantastic. Now, would I be able to blunderbuss it, or would I be able to try and, like, I don't know, direct it like a steed to try and, like, move it away from attacking people?
You can try to steer it if you want with a strength might. Otherwise, you can attack it and just roll attack. You will get a +3 on the attack because you've basically putting the gun to its head at point blank range.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm gonna actually no. Yeah, I'm gonna try and direct it away. I'm gonna
All right.
try and occupy this guy so other people can, like, knock it over, hopefully.
Okay, so roll a strength might. It's going to try and oppose you as it feels you grab its horns. This is going to be interesting.
That's an 18.
It struggles hard and it almost jerks its head out of your hands like 3 or 4 times before you get a good grip. You've practically got one of its horns in like an arm lock, and the other hand is just, and a leg are grabbing the other one. But you're steering it.
Nice. Bhajiri will say yeehaw as he does this.
Oh boy.
Rightio. So I'm going to quickly throw everyone into their turn orders because that. What I'll do is I'll actually do this so that everyone fairly gets their turn. Next up is going to be Fen and then Haldir, and then I'll reset the turn order properly.
Finn and Haldir? What about Mug?
Mug is immediately after Haldir because you tied, but Haldir is faster.
Okay.
So the little dragon goes first. Does Verity summon her Pokemon?
Verity.
Do we have a Verity? If not, Fen will hold action until he gets instructions anyway. So we'll jump to Haldir.
So, rushing back into the room. There's the 2 Minotaurs.
You'll basically have burst into the room just in time to see this. One of the Minotaurs decapitate one of the Mistwalkers, and the other one is bleeding. There is a Mistwalker standing near you. He also appears to be a mage.
Okay.
So all the squishy people went in to fight the big... But, okay.
Or more to the point, the non-squishy people were the ones that got decapitated and stabbed badly.
Well...
Shit. So if I rush to the guy that is bleeding...
Yep.
Can I then heal him and try and get away from the Minotaur again?
Basically, you can put him between you and the Minotaur and heal him. Yeah.
Sure, that's what we're gonna try and
Be
do.
our meat shield a little bit more efficiently.
So while mumbling, just rushing towards him and standing behind him and just laying a hand on his back and trying to cast some healing magic on him.
Yep.
So roll that. And Verity, were you back?
Back?
Yep. Fen is also up in the turn order, so are you having the dragon do anything, or is he still hiding?
I mean, he's still hiding until I tell
Yep.
him not to hide, so...
Okay, so he'll wait. While
I healed the elf for 14.
noted, you notice that he's sort of straightens up and his wounds doesn't seem to be ailing him as much. You get a very, very sort of curt thanks. But his eyes seem to be well and truly focused on the creatures that just killed his friend. That brings Mug.
Yes, finally.
You see two creatures much taller than you, both wielding halberds, and there's already a body on the floor and blood everywhere.
Okay, Mug is like, why didn't you wait for me? And rushes. Oh. No, I think he has his thingy mole, and he rushes in with the mole and just attacks whichever is closer with the mole.
Didn't you pick up the hammer from the anvil?
Yeah, but I mean, okay. How much does the hammer from the anvil, does it look like a good fighting weapon, or is it just a normal hammer?
In size, it's a lot smaller than your maul.
But how does it feel in terms of fighting?
It's you reckon it would be balanced. It also looks pretty cool because it's black and has like red glowing marks on it.
Oh, okay. Let's attack with that. Let's
Okay.
see what it does.
Roll an attack.
I mean, if it looks cool.
Base.
I don't know its stats.
That's right. I'll add stuff.
Okay, can I still use it? I'm pretty sure drawers can use what's its name? A hammer. And I mean, I have my mole anyway, so...
Yeah.
Or do I get any negatives in it?
You do not get negatives.
Okay.
Yeah, just let me know what you got as the raw rolls, and I'll add some stuff.
Oh boy. I mean, Mug just picked it up because, like, oh, why not? Let's
Oh
see.
look, a hammer.
Yeah, okay, and it looked cool. You said it has some marks on it and stuff. So Mug is like, oh yeah, let's see what it does. But it you know, it seems a bit small, but oh well. It's what's in Mug's hand, and he wants to fight.
Yep.
Isn't he? Okay, and do I add fighting to this, or yeah, fighting,
Yep.
right?
You add fighting to hit, and you add your strength to the damage.
Okay, so that's fighting to hit, and do I get 1 or 2 from the charge?
You will get a +1 from the charge.
Yeah, and there's no other pluses. Okay.
At this stage, no, there's no other pluses.
Okay. Sorry, just.
No, that's
trying
right.
to get my head around. Finally, we are in a fight again. It's only 14 though. I hope it hits.
Quick triple check, but I believe that does.
Yes.
That hits. Right.
Yes. Okay.
Roll 2d6 for the damage.
What? 2d6 for a bloody blacksmith hammer? Okay.
Also, Verity and Haldir roll perception, seeing.
What madness of Mug picked up now?
And I add to it the my strength. As
Add
well,
your
right?
strength, yep.
Okay.
Was that your roll, Haldir?
Yeah.
Right, you see Mug burst in and charge the nearest of these minotaurs, and he's not swinging his maul, he's swinging what looks like a single-handed hammer made of... It almost looks like obsidian if it would be melted, and it's got red glowing runes on it.
Wait, is Mug doing magic damage?
When he hits the nearest of these minotaurs, it explodes on impact, and not only has he done his normal damage,
but part of this creature's skull has just shattered underneath the blow. It is still up, but it's now missing a horn.
Haldir's. Well, you can't see it because his face is still covered, but Haldir is very much having his mouth agape with what the fuck.
Pretty much. Verity is also just like, and this is why we call mugs. I think.
Do the Mistwalkers have any reaction to this?
The Mist Walker standing in front of Haldir hasn't actually really noticed what you've been using. He's just thankful someone else is dealing with the other one. You hear like a couple of. You can't tell what they're saying, except Haldir, you definitely can. The elf is swearing in a whole bunch of elven expletives. Quite common in the local ports of Ginareth. Mug, whatever he's saying, he's not sounding happy.
Mug is concentrating on the fact that he's exploding monsters here. Excuse me, Mug is distracted.
Noted. Right here. So that brings.
Suddenly, Mug is very much liking this hammer and then shouting, "Yeah, look at that!"
Right. That, I think, brings us through everyone. So I will reset the turn order and we start at the beginning again.
I haven't had a turn yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
right, sorry.
Verity.
Verity, your turn. Thank you.
Verity and Dragon.
Yep.
I didn't do anything.
Sorry. I missed that
I
you
wanna-
were 15 there.
I wanna do an intelligence arcana check to see if I think magic is what keeping these things going, because
Yep.
they're moving skeletons, right?
Yep, you can roll that.
So that's intelligence arcane lore, or
Yep, arcane law.
okay. So that's 16 with 4 stun points.
Right. So that is a pass. And as it's a skill check, I'm going to say exploration stunts are going to apply for this.
Okay, just give me any good exploration point I can use.
You had what, 4?
Yeah.
Righty. What makes most sense?
I can't believe Mug just picked up some sort of artifact. Of course he does.
None of the rest of us are surprised.
Yep.
They're just like, yep. Sounds about right.
This is what Mug does.
Right, yeah. So, what I'm going to say is you can use with a flourish. Not only do you remember information about how these, or how this particular magic works, you also vaguely remember that the flaws in the magic mean that although these creatures seem to be acting and moving like a sentient creature, that there's actually a delay in their actions and you can use that against them. So you can get a bonus +1 on all opposed tests. So anything they try to do to you, you get a +1 against them.
Wait.
Likewise.
They're magical and being held magic thingy, right?
Yep,
Held
so
together by magic.
they're being held together by magic. You also remember that this is a common tactic used by Vudrians,
Yep.
that they'll raise corpses, usually as guards, and that there are 2 ways to deal with them. Either you destroy the bodies of the creatures, which basically means pulverizing them, or you can try to cancel out the magics.
Yeah. So that was my plan. That's why I did the test, was to see if I could
Yep.
try and see if I could counter it.
Yep.
So I don't know if I can take both of them in one, or if I have to aim at one of them, or how that works.
You-
It depends on whether or not it's one spell running them, or it's two separate spells.
From
I
what
assume.
you understand, it would be individualized,
Okay.
especially on creatures
So
this
I'll,
big.
I'll take the one that Mugs is not crushing,
Yep.
because that would make Mugs sad.
Yet. Yet. Not
And I'm gonna try to cast Arcane Abatement.
Okay, yep. Roll that spell. And we'll quickly jump back to the other room. Silas, you're actually first up on the turn order, and Bhajiri is riding the back of this minotaur and steering its head and spinning it so it can't look at any of you.
So it's a 19 with 5 stun points.
Awesome. So that spell will work.
It's 5 though, and 5 is enough to say I do it again, right? To affect the second target.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do both.
Okay. I will play that out. Silas, are you attacking the remaining minotaur?
I'd like to try and get his face because, well, he's only slightly taller than
Yep.
a tall human, you said?
Yep.
Silas is decidedly, like, normal-sized human, but he could definitely reach the skull then.
Yeah, you can easily do that.
I'd like to do that and stab it in the middle of the skull, if at all possible.
Yep.
I
Right
think it's
between its
possible.
eyes.
I think it's possible. Because I rolled a 666.
I believe I can. I think I can. I know I can.
Roll your damage.
So I add my accuracy to... Yeah,
It's a hit. Trust me, it is a hit. So
It's numbers. So I get to pinpoint attack this thing.
Yep.
I'd like to lethal blow this thing.
Yep.
For 5 points, and because I like damage, I'd like to pierce armor.
Yep.
And then my normal attack. So... so
I'll
the
let you
lowest
math.
5.
So, while Silas is mathing that, Mug, in the room that you were in, you've just smashed this creature, taking off part of its skull and sending a horn spinning across the floor. You see...
What sort of creature is it?
It's
so I know.
It's humanoid, it's bony, it's broader shouldered than yourself. You vaguely remember seeing living specimens of these creatures. They're bull-headed and they're furred faces, but they turn into like humanoid bodies, and they're, from what you remember, they're vicious, strong, and with the right kind of weapons can tear enemies apart.
Ooh, Mug is excited about this fight.
As you get really hyped, suddenly you notice that the glow in their skulls starts to flicker and vanish, and then the bones start to just drop and collapse and fall to the ground.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Mug is like, oh no, I was not done fighting them yet. Why did the other one go away? And he's trying to attack the other one before it falls apart completely.
So everyone in the room sees Mug launch at that one, and he's just batting ribs and bits of bone as they're falling out of the sky with the hammer.
I'll do it. I need a mana cost.
A mana cost for the
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah.
What I will say is just take 4 for each of them.
Okay.
So Silas, you've run forward and leapt at this thing just as Bhajiri sort of spun its head, and with 2 hands you sink the dagger into the middle of this thing's skull. And then you tear it downwards with the point still buried in with all your might. And the dagger, you were expecting a lot more resistance, but the dagger seems to burn right through, and you actually carve right through the center of the skull. The light in this thing's eyes flicker, and then the bones start to drop.
Bless you.
Bhajiri, you get to ride the skull down to the ground.
Nice.
Oh, all of them went away.
So this is,
I'm so sorry, Bugs. I even targeted the one that weren't with you.
Yeah, and then you decided to target the one that is with Mug.
And from this day on, Muggs refuses to ever split the party and go with Verity.
Well, Mug needs to figure out first that it was actually you that did it.
True.
Oh yeah, Mug doesn't know. Mug is like, where are you going? I wanted to fight more.
Glenn,
Yep.
how many people were still alive to see my 666 slam dunk of a dagger?
Both Alara and Seda has seen it, and so has the surviving
Yes.
member
There's
of the
a survivor.
Mistwalkers.
There's a survivor. I can claim I saved that one.
Yep.
That must push her over the edge of making her a contact, right?
The captain isn't with your group.
Can I go over to try and tend to Seda?
You can. She's picking herself up, but yeah, she took one hell of a hit there.
Oh gosh. Hey, can I try and bandage her up a bit?
Can I ask Alara to heal her?
Oh well.
It's a wee bit.
Alara has healing magic. Why, like...
Alara will step forward and
Sorry, Wisp.
offer to help, and she will treat Seda.
Sorry, Wisp.
I to feel obsolete.
Alara's just going to smile and say, well, we have a choice of using my magic for healing or fighting, so at some point we'll probably still need to do it the old-fashioned way. So she's going to heal Seda up.
In that case, are you on your dagger back, Edric?
If that's all right with you,
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna like put the dagger back in its place, hidden in my coat. Like in the inside of my coat, there's like daggers hanging, 4 of them.
4 of them.
Yes, 2 fire and 2 ice.
Right. Duly noted.
I stole all of them in front of everybody here.
also,
Great.
so as the fight in both rooms has finished, Wisp, Silas, and Bhajiri, you do note there is a door on the opposite side of your room. Haldir and Verity, from where you are, you can actually see into the room where the Minotaurs had charged in from, and you see there is a giant tapestry that still seems to cover an entire wall.
We have here.
Can I go through our door?
Haldir slowly walks towards the tapestry to figure out what's going on.
Verity joins him.
Okay. Silas, you try the handle on the door and it clicks and doesn't move.
Anyone got a better idea? Guys?
What's on the door?
And anyone got a better idea? The door don't open.
We could kick it in.
Could try
Okay.
picking it?
Well,
Where is Mug when you need the door kicked?
I have one last thing I can try. And Silas just looks dead serious at this door and goes, "Open sesame?"
The door doesn't react.
I'm gonna step back and go, "Good luck, all yours." And then
Can I
I'm
try
gonna-
picking it? And that's pick, not kick.
You can try lockpicking it. Yes, yes, you can. Off the top of my head, that's dexterity,
Yep.
and I think lockpicking is actually a skill.
We have some actually refined characters in the.
Mug's very refined.
in Human
Those
Mage.
cakes need to be well placed.
Can I get from both Haldir and Verity an intelligence?
You wait till I'm at the road, sir.
Haldir, just an intelligence roll from you, but Verity, you can get an intelligence and law. So you can add a +2 to yours.
I chased away Bhajiri.
Oh, we lost Bhajiri. Hopefully you can reconnect.
Monkey man.
Was that a 17 to lockpick, Wisp?
Yep.
Right, yeah. So you fiddle around with the door lock a bit, and eventually it clicks open.
Ooh.
Well done. That's way easier than shooting it in.
You just click on
Who's
that.
going first?
I can. And Silas just takes point, opens the door slowly with his blunderbuss pointed at the door.
What do you see?
Yeah, what do I see?
So inside you see some wooden barrels. Basically, the tiniest room behind that door is filled with what looks like storage items, boxes, crates, barrels. The nearest ones look to have what was probably once food, but seems to have rotten and overgrown, and there is now just mushrooms and some unidentifiable sludge.
You can make tasty meals with mushrooms, right?
Depends if poisonous or magical.
There is plenty of mushrooms in there.
Yeah, but what kind of mushrooms?
You haven't particularly seen this type before.
Are these the kind of mushrooms that have murder on their mind?
We could get Mug to try one.
So you can spend some time collecting
Luckily,
mushrooms
he's
if you
not
want.
there.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
But we're still not together, right?
Yeah, no, we're not
currently
ready
not.
to do it now.
So
We will just feed Mug some poison.
So don't look at me, I'm not there. I can't voice my opinion.
So while the two of you are staring at these barrels of mushrooms, Bhajiri's eyes sort of coast across something on the wall that caught his eye and distracted him for a bit. There is a bit of graffiti sort of scrawled across the northern wall of the room that the Minotaur was in. And it seems to be a very, very crude drawing of... It's either an elf or a nymph. You're not entirely certain. You have to sort of turn your head sideways to get the gist of it. Underneath is scratched, "Call me."
Call me?
Yep.
Oh no, this is one of those for a fun night dial kind of numbers, isn't it?
Are phones a thing?
No, but it...
There's nothing else there. It just says "Call me."
Alright.
Let me just double check the rolls from Haldir.
share that he saw that? Because
Bhajiri, upon reading "Call Me," he's gonna like out loud say "me."
Noted.
Silas just looks at Bhajiri and goes, "Yes, you. What's wrong?"
Well, Bhajiri's gonna be, well, it says "Call me," so I said, so I was calling me.
Yes, but
Should I say like me compare or?
it could be that it wants us to call out whatever that is.
Your voices were getting a bit.
Bhajiri's gonna nod and be like. Bhajiri's gonna nod.
Sure, you sound like a robot.
Yep, I think your connection's going there a bit.
Guys, yeah, you sound terrible. Sorry. to say this.
I'm gonna try and like
Are you saying you
screw with
dislike
my internet to make it work better.
Just kick the box that gives the internet. It's the magic solution.
Right, so Haldir, you've got 14 plus 2 stunt points. I'm going to say yes, you can add an extra 2 for the specialty you're lacking. And yes, Verity, it's a intelligence law check, and you can cast Arcane
Lore.
Eye if you want. I'm going to just say add plus 2 for the law, because you do have it.
I have 3 different lores. Pick a lore. Any lore.
It's unrelated to
law?
those 3,
Damn it.
but you do have knowledge of this thing.
It's unrelated lore that you are related to.
It's 22.
Noted. So
And I have my magic eyes activated.
excellent. So based on that, Haldir and Verity, you are both going to notice some similarities, or some similar aspects of this, but Verity's going to see more and quicker. You see that this tapestry is what appears to be almost a map, but it's not a map of any place or country that you've particularly seen. It seems to almost be a giant green empire. You see forests, giant oceans, like the size that you have never seen in your life. Around the edges of the map, something catches your eyes, Haldir. Verity, these things are glowing for you.
Ooh.
And you've seen them before. They are the symbols that have been drawn in a book you've been carrying, indicating each of the different keys.
Oh wow. Meanwhile, Mug is getting angry and going, I need more things to fight. This is boring. and starts going outside. I want to find more of these things. I want to fight more.
Just give us a moment, Mug. This is fascinating.
It's not as good as going to
Mm.
fight.
Haldir,
Verity will point to the different things and say, these are infused with magic.
and Verity, you will pick up a final detail that catches your eye, in that there is a city on the almost the bottom left-hand corner of this tapestry that you recognize.
Oh, look, it's home.
It is the capital of your homeland.
Yep. Saw that coming. I think this is a really old map of the world. Like, really old? Like, before the deserts? Old?
If you were to judge based on where you see your city, where you're standing right now would be out in the middle of the ocean.
I'm not sure. I mean, that is home. And she'll point out the city. Well, not exactly home. Home would be more like here, and she, like, moves a little bit to where her tower is.
Well,
But it's
if that's
weird, because if that's
then...
here, then we're underwater.
So the desert was an ocean? Haldir takes out a fair big piece of paper. Give me a moment. I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, I have map sheets on me actually. So Haldir is taking his backpack, finding a map sheet, and just laying it down and starts drawing this map.
Yeah.
I want to spend some time trying to figure out what the magic is.
Yep.
I think Mug is getting bored and he's just going out,
Yep.
looking for more things to fight.
Mug
Is there
can.
any other door
Mugs, I
leading to
challenge
ocean?
you to run around this room 200 times, do 200 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, 200 burpees, and then still walk or I don't know.
You're turning him into One Punch Man.
Yes. Correct.
I was pretty sure Mug was this already.
Yeah. Mug, can you also roll a willpower?
Oh, Mug is rolling a willpower. Okay.
Yep.
Is this a magical effect?
It is a magical effect.
Mug is now fighting Mug.
There's the
Also,
little
if you
girl-
want to actually destroy the bones that are here, that would be very helpful, so they can't get up again. I don't think there are, but
So willpower is yeah. Let me just make this check. Okay. Yeah. So I get my +2 against magical
Yep.
effects. But I rolled pretty badly on this. Yeah, I think this is pretty terrible. Yeah.
Rightio. When Verity mentions like destroying the bones, you feel like you just want to turn them into powder with this hammer.
Okay, and that's exactly what Mug does. So Mug starts hammering the bones to turn them into powder.
Yep. So, Verity and Haldir, I presume you go back to studying the
Oh, I haven't stopped.
Yep, that's fine.
I've been just like talking out loud while I'm like looking at these things.
Yeah. So
hoping that Mugs will hopefully listen.
what you can tell is that the arcane symbols that you can see seem to be both holding this tapestry together. Like, from what you can tell, this thing is ancient. Likewise, a single one of them is glowing incredibly brightly.
Is it the one that Alara has?
Yes.
Ah.
From what you can tell, based on proximity, these things will start glowing almost to the naked eye.
It seems to be reacting to the proximity of the keys. Can we... How big is this?
It is massive. It's basically the entire wall of this room. If you laid it out on deck on your ship, it would be touching both sides of the ship.
That's fine. We have Mugs. So
Verity,
how do we get it down?
Verity, shift a bit to the left. Can't see what I'm doing.
So in the other room, do you go collecting mushrooms, Silas and Whisp, or do you turn around to head back and try and find the others?
Like collecting some mushrooms.
Noted.
Silas will debate for himself for a bit and then go, well, I think we should find the others. We still need to kill Kay first before the Mist Wraiths do. It's going to cost us a lot of money if we don't.
Still grabbing some anyway.
Alara's going to look at Seda and then at the body of the Mist Wraith that went into this room first and say to you, just quietly, so that the remaining Mist Wraith, who is now staggered out of the room, can't hear. That's, I believe, entirely presuming, dear Silas, that any of them is still standing by the end of this.
Well, it does make our chances better, but do we really want to risk it? It's 1,000 gold.
She just gestures to where the body is on the floor, and that could quite as easily been any one of us.
See, and that's why we want to kill it quick, because otherwise we know what Mug will do when Mug sees it.
This is race. Are we racing Mug to get to this thing?
Amongst other people.
Seda's going to look at you, Wisp, and say, from what I know of Mug, he doesn't stand down from a fight, and there's plenty of things down here that appear to want them.
See, that's the issue. I'm terrified of what will happen to Mug if we make if we have Mug fight that thing unchecked.
Hmm.
I think Mug will be fine. He found a pretty neat hammer.
None of us know that. None of us know that you found the overpowered dagger.
And the two people that actually know it is way more interested in the tapestry.
Poor Mugs got stuck with like the 2 bookworms.
So
So wait, did the skeletons turn to dust yet?
you have ground them into fine powder, just with repeated blows. You pick up one of the horns and sort of look at it and decide to keep it as a trophy.
Are you going to
I'll
drink
put
out of
onto
it?
my sheet. It depends what kind of horn it is.
It's a
I
giant
already-
bullhorn.
Mug already has a hunting horn. I will put giant bullhorn into here. Yeah.
It is gonna take some effort to turn an actual bullhorn into something that you can drink out of.
Yeah. So, I feel like Verity and Haldir are probably distracted now, looking at the tapestry. So Mug will eventually walk out once he's done with his task.
Noted. Because you've gotten bored, you decide to walk back out the south door and find yourself standing at this forge. As you approach it this time, you notice that the fires are glowing even more.
The fires are... Oh, there are fires glowing.
Yep.
Yeah. But there's nothing to fight there. Mug is looking for like a door he can kick in or
Mug
something
who
to
finds the
fight.
fucking smithy and not the actual smith of the group.
So
Can
you've gone
Mug
back
fight
that way.
fire?
He can only fight fire with fire, and he doesn't have the fire daggers.
Well, he does have a hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, he can make...
Haldir, would you like to help me get the tapestry down? If this actually works
Not
as
before I've finished with this copy. If we ruin it, it can be lost forever.
Great.
So, Glenn,
How do I entertain Mugs in the meantime?
Do I need to roll something to make a good map?
Um,
I have cartography.
Yep. So just I'd say roll an intelligence cartography for that.
Yes. 19 and 4 stun points.
Yeah. So you make a really decent map of this, and you've perfectly marked on it exactly where all the runes that Verity have pointed out is, and not only have you put it as how the old world looks, you've made important notes on it as well as where existing features of the current world are.
Great. He quickly rolls it together and adds it back into
Room
his backpack.
So, in the room you are, Mug.
Oh yeah. So I think Mug is investigating the fire. If there's nothing else interesting in there.
Yep. You look in and you see glowing in the fire is a giant sword.
Oh, Mug takes it.
As you draw it out,
He gets it. Yep.
can I get another willpower roll out of you?
Oh.
This time at disadvantage.
Okay. So before that, Mug had it in. So he puts the hammer into his belt
Yep.
before pulling out the sword.
Yep.
Or wait. No. Actually, is it a one-handed sword or a two-handed sword?
It is a two-handed sword.
Okay, yeah. So he puts the hammer into his belt or pocket or whatever, wherever you can put it, and then takes out the sword. And the willpower. I don't know if it will succeed, but I have a stunt point on it if it does.
We'll see what happens.
So...
And as the other group prepare to leave their room, can I get perception seeing from them?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I am so jealous though that Mug is the one finding the enchanted smithy.
Well, you should have followed after Mug.
Yeah. See.
Okay. Mug,
you grab this sword and the strangest compulsion falls over you, and you take it across to the anvil, pull the hammer out, and then start hammering the hot blade.
Okay.
Mug is now a smith.
You have never used a smith in your life, but you are just hammering along.
Okay. Wow.
Haldir and Verity,
Good blade.
you start hearing what sounds like metal hitting metal in a repeated pattern.
I'm gonna go check it out. I will shout for you. Just finish drawing it up and take the thing down.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
say
Mug is
to
so
Haldir, and then she'll go looking for Mugs, hoping that
Yep.
he isn't currently dying.
Right, so I'll...
I don't think Mug is saying anything. He's just so fascinated by it.
Yep, he is just banging away on this hammer, like... Oh, sorry, on this anvil. He has... Well, I'll say, Mug, you basically fall into almost a trance while you're doing this. And
Makes
I
sense.
am going to snip this. And quickly... hang on, wrong picture. Try that again. That. And I need to do that.
Is anything going on?
Sorry, just taking a picture of a map.
Okay.
Save. That'll do. And now I've got to drop that into the Discord for you.
So are we recording?
So bear with me. I'm just looking for where I saved that.
Okay.
Trust me to save it somewhere I can't find it. Oh. Right. Figures.
Pacing.
There we go. So, off the top of my head, the checks were that perception from Silas and I think Bhajiri were good enough. And if that was 17 from Wisp. You see a tile glowing on the floor. And its patterns look an awful lot once you realise what you're looking at. Like where you entered. And the rooms. So, you've got a bit of the map there. Where the red arrow at the bottom is where you came in. The red X at the very top is where you're standing right now. Number 38 is where the single Minotaur was. And the room number 5 is where the fight with the 2 Minotaurs happened.
The skeleton ones.
Yep. And number 3 is where the gargoyle room was.
Ah.
Wait, do we know that as well?
Silas, Bhajiri, and Whisper, they're actually the only ones that know that, because that's basically carved into the tile that you're looking at that's glowing. You also see shapes of other rooms, but basically where this tile ends, the map finishes, so that's unfinished parts.
Okay.
Oh wow. This is pretty exciting.
But from where you've walked in and where you've gone to, you recognise it as the pathways and the rooms you've been in. And you can presume that what it's displaying is the rest of the map of the area. Verity,
when you enter the room that Mug's in, you see Mug is hunched over an anvil with a giant glowing two-handed sword, and he is smashing on it with the hammer that he picked up. The hammer is glowing with the red runes and now leaving traces of red in the air behind each swing.
Does he seem enchanted, or like is it just? Can I tell that something is effective in him?
His eyes are completely black.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm just gonna try to dispel that.
I might actually be happy that I
Is
didn't
that
find a
fun?
enchanted smithy.
It's
Casual dispel.
I mean, that is pretty much my job in this group. Be like, yeah, how about no?
Oh, you're ruining the fun.
Yes.
That's fun.
Wait, so what
It's
is Mug
16
looking at right now?
and 2
Noted.
stone points.
Glenn?
Sorry?
Where's Mug right now?
Mug is currently in room 2.
Okay.
So if you walk into room 5 and go through the bottom door on the left, it takes you down into room 2.
Wait, but I'm in...
You were in room 38. The little M on the floor was the pit trap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last thing Silas probably knows is that we went towards room 5 where you guys kept going.
Yep. So out of room 3, Silas, you had basically run straight up towards that M, and everyone else ran to the left down that curving tunnel.
Okay.
So you know they went that way at least.
I'd like to go that way then.
Yep. So Verity, you can roll to try and dispel whatever effect is over Mug.
I rolled
Oh,
a
yeah.
16
Yep.
with 2 stone points. So you also need to
Ow.
give me a.
Glenn, how does a dispel magic affect Mug and like the Mug girl combination thing?
We'll find out soon.
Yeah, I only target an effect I can see. I think.
Yep.
So I
okay.
can read
It's
it.
a specific effect.
So
Yeah, you attempt to end an ongoing spell or magical effect within 20 yards, so it's a specific one.
Mug, can you roll another willpower? And can you
Oh.
add a +3 to it?
Okay. It's not triple 3, but it's pretty bad. So. I mean, I would have a stunt point, but it's not going to be enough. I'm thinking. But yeah, I guess I get a +3 to it.
Yep. Plus you get your normal +2.
Well, I have +4 because I have willpower as well.
Yep. So you add that plus your magic resist plus the additional +3. Verity, you need a mana cost for this, don't you?
Yep.
Right. Just 3 for that.
Okay, and I will use my 2 stone points to lower it to 2.
Yep, that's fine. Mug, you suddenly come to your senses and shake your head a bit, like almost like trying to shake a fog out of your head. You have absolutely no idea why you've just been banging on a sword. You were interested in a fight. This is the most boring thing you could think of.
Yeah, Uggie's like, oh, what was that? Oh, this is the cool sword. Guys, are there any more monsters to fight? Mug is not concerned about banging on the sword. He's like, he just puts the hammer back and holding the sword, looking around for things to fight.
Is the sword Can I tell what is the effect? What is affecting him? Like, is it the hammer? Is it the sword? Is it something
You can
else?
tell it was the hammer.
Okay.
And the second he's put it down,
So
whatever.
he puts it back on his belt.
Oh, it's on his belt? Yep, that's fine.
Yeah. He did.
The fact that he even was able to put it down, or more to the point, put it away and out of his hands, it seems like the effect has at least been negated for now.
Mugs, unless you want to spend a lot of time hammering on other things that came out wrong. Unless you want to be a smith, I suggest maybe putting the hammer down or packing it away a little bit.
No, I like this hammer. It makes things explode. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, you can keep it. That's fine, but maybe put it in a bag until we get it a little bit further away from the smithy, because it makes you hammer on things, and I don't think you want to be hammering on things, right?
No,
I mean, you want to be hammering on the
enemies. It was
on
pretty
the
nice
enemies.
to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need someone with like communication skills, please. Help! Help! I don't speak Mug.
I'm gonna say Silas and the others are going to make it into the room that you had the fight with the two minotaurs in.
Which room is Haldir currently in?
Haldir, currently in room 1.
Room 1. Yeah, great. So I'm at this point, I think, trying to get this tapestry down.
It's a lot of hard work. You've basically realized that you'd almost need a ladder, and there is nothing conveniently around that you could see to get up to even get close
dragon
to work out what's hooking this thing up onto the wall.
Well, this is why we're trying.
Silas, Bhajiri, and Wisp, you enter into... Basically, you make your way around the curving tunnels and eventually find a room where there is two mistwalkers basically throwing a cloak over what appears to be the dead body of one of their comrades.
Oh.
And a fine powder scattered across the ground amongst little bits of bone.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
This has Mug's footprints all over it.
To be fair,
Excuse me.
you do see dwarf-sized footprints, like almost
That was
looks
the
like
joke, Glenn.
it almost looks like he walked through this powder to leave the room. You see little Mug footprints heading out the southern doorway.
Should we follow the footprints?
Possibly.
What else is there to do, like?
Maybe we should follow it then.
Oh, are you guys here? What are you doing in this area? Didn't you go the other way?
Yeah, we finished that part.
Oh, great. You got Bhajiri with you.
Often.
Well, send
Some
him
of
in
the
here
time.
to help me. You guys go on ahead. I need some help from someone that's good at climbing.
Edric good at climbing.
Edric is good at climbing.
A flying
Then
dragon.
get up there then.
No, he's not going to offer that now. He was skipped.
Oh, you guys got back. Did you see anything tough to fight? Because I want to fight more things.
Yes, I actually stabbed I think, skeleton of a bull human.
Oh, me too. I mean, it exploded when I hammered it.
I split its skull open.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's go find more of these. And I think you said I have to kill someone. Let's go. So it's just going forward to...
In that conversation, Silas and Wisp, you do notice that Mug is walking around holding a giant two-handed sword that is glowing up its center.
Oh, where did you get that?
Yeah, he kind of. hammered it. I'm not entirely sure, but the hammer is
Wait,
making him do weird things, and he was hammering the sword, and now he has a giant sword.
Wait.
I also
so
dispelled the minotaurs.
you're saying he's hammering the sword? He's gonna ruin it.
Be working fine.
Guys, I don't care. Let's go fight. Why are we talking about this? Mug is just walking out of the door, looking for the next place.
So, Mug, are you going to head back through to the forge room? Because there was a door on the opposite end of that.
Oh yeah. If there's a door there, he's going through.
Right.
Well, since Haldir's distracted, I'll go after Mug.
Right. So, Mug's first, Wisp second. Is anyone else heading down after Mug?
So when I say get this tapestry down.
Yes. There's also a magic tapestry that we want that gives us like a proximity alert to the keys. Haldir was working on it.
This gets Alara's attention. She goes, that would be extremely useful to have.
Which is why we're trying. Well, he was copying it down and he was taking forever. So I want to help distract Mugs. I mean, help Mugs. But I think he's probably done by now, so we need to get it down. I don't know how hard that is. I'll go check.
She nods and goes,
Someone can climb.
Are there any of the stormtrooper people left?
Stormtrooper people!
as you...
So far, they've proven expendable and bad shots.
Well, to be honest, they actually did hit the enemies. They just got pulverized by them in return.
Oh.
Okay, so only expendable.
My bad. The red shirts.
The captain has entered into this room and is looking at the body on the ground and speaking softly to the two troopers. There is another two that you haven't seen before standing behind. She then turns to look at you and says, I would recommend you don't go wandering off on your own down here. It's quite obvious that they were prepared for our entry, and they have made plans to deal with intruders.
I wasn't planning to go off on my own. I was just planning to go back there with Haldir. And I think we cleared that room. To be fair.
She just cocks an eyebrow and just points to the other end of the room. And up on the wall opposite where the tapestry is, there is a doorway. And just barely hidden behind the bottom right-hand side of the tapestry, you notice that there is another doorway to it as well. I'm presuming you looked beyond those? Or are you just presuming that there won't be patrols?
We should probably go straight.
We should probably go look through those. Yeah. I mean, do you put up a valid point? So far, nothing has attacked us through doors, though. So...
Yet. I mean, Mug has kicked in quite a few.
Yeah, so Bhajiri's going to step in and help Haldir, and he's going to begin climbing up the side of the tapestry to investigate what's holding it up. Mug, you've headed out back towards the forge room and the other doors beyond there, have you? With Wisp.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
You had already left to go down to investigate the other doors beyond the forge, hadn't you?
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, so with Wisp following.
Yep.
Right, so you're going to enter into that room, and the forge is going to be absolutely blazing. There is a door on the other side of the room that was originally closed and is now open. Standing in front of the forge is a
heavily armored figure, clad head to top in plate.
Okay, Mug is going at them and charging at them. Yeah, a mighty challenger.
It's going to turn to look at you, Mug, hold its hand out. Can you do a strength might check?
Oh wow. Oh, it was very almost 666.
Right.
Oh.
It's not quite.
That's fine.
666, but...
Mug is looking for a fight, and no one is stopping him.
Mug, you feel
Wait,
the
wait.
sword in your hands try to leap out of your grip, and you cling to it with all your strength.
And charge at this guy with the sword.
You actually get pulled off your feet and dragged with it as it flies across the room, and you find yourself holding this sword with it grabbing the other parts of the handle. And you are wrestling over this sword.
Oh, okay. So I can't
It just
attack him with
it
this
just
sword.
failed to rip the sword clean out of your grip.
Look, he's like, oh, what's going on? What are you doing? I found this sword. I even hammered it. If you want to fight properly.
Noted.
Oh boy.
So, Wisp, you've burst into this room as well.
So all I'm seeing is them having a tug of war of a sword.
You see this armored figure. Let me just snap a picture of this fella. And save him in the same spot as before. Yep. And take that. So, head to toe, he's in plate. The only thing you can see underneath the helmet is glowing red eyes.
Did you put it in the right chat? Because I can't see.
I'm just about to upload. There.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. But he doesn't have the sword.
Well, currently he's fighting with you over the sword. Base.
Mug said no.
The handle's long enough that both of you have got your fists wrapped around the handle itself.
I feel
But
like Mug is going to punch him. But...
yeah, he can't use this sword because you're gripping it too tight, but you can't also use it either.
yeah,
But at the moment, you're stopping him from using it at all.
Yeah.
At his waist is a hanging a mace.
Oh.
And let me just pull up his abilities so I can double check what I need people to roll.
Oh.
So, in the meantime, both Wisp and Mug, can I get a willpower courage test out of both of you?
Willpower what test?
Courage.
Glenn, am I in the
Is that a
same room?
special thing?
This is a room just beyond you, but you will have heard Mug shouting. And sorry, what was that? Mug?
So, I don't have courage, but does my magical effect thing count? Is this a magical effect as well? This willpower check? Or is it just a normal effect?
I'm going to say it will count to use your magic resistance against it.
Okay.
Noted. Righty-go. So, Wisp, as this thing turns its gaze on you, you feel like cold dread in the pit of your stomach.
Oh.
Mug, you want to punch this thing in the face. It's holding your nice, shiny new sword.
Yeah. Like, fuck him.
You got that right.
Like, you feel a weird shiver up your spine, but it doesn't matter. You ignore it. You just want to punch him.
Yeah. Yeah. but the thing is, if Mug lets go of this sword, this thing is going to take it away from him, right?
To his
Yes, the
knowledge,
thing doesn't
yes.
have the intelligence to like not let go and go for you. Which is what I find
And Mug doesn't-
amazing.
The thing is, Mug doesn't have the same intelligence either. He's just holding onto the sword going, no, this is mine! I'm not taking it away. I found it.
I'd say it's less intelligence and more that it probably wasn't expecting to drag both sword and dwarf across the room. It was more expecting to just drag the sword.
Why is there a dwarf stuck to my sword?
Can I shoot it in the arm then? That's got the sword in? The thing, not Mug.
So you're going to try and shoot at the...
Just
Yep.
more with the arm so it would let go of the sword and Mug can have his sword.
So you go to level your weapon against it, and this gaze it gives you just makes any desire to fight this thing wither. What you can do is pretty much any other action than attack it at the moment.
Oh.
So you're too scared
Can
to
I?
attack it.
Does lassoing the arm count as an attack?
You can try to do that instead. It's like
Okay.
Yeah, to try to help Mug, I guess. Because he could
Like-
be concerned about Mug, maybe.
like you decide, like, as it's glaring at you, you decide maybe picking a fight with it's probably not the best idea, but then you see Mug, it's like maybe I can just help Mug in a different way.
Oh. Right, what do I need to...
I'm guessing you're probably thinking about, oh, it's probably not a good idea if it gets that sword, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like,
Um,
every fiber beings, like, run away, but Mug is there, so there's, like, some sort of weird melody instincts. It's like, ah!
So Silas, you've heard Mug shouting about someone giving his sword back. Do you go investigate?
Yes.
Yep. So you walk in at this stage and you see Wisp quickly trying to fashion a lasso. Mug is standing face to face with a giant armored plated figure, twice his height, in a physical tug of war over the sword, both of them with their hands on the hilt. In a backdrop behind them is a giant stone smithy with an anvil in front of it, and the flame is just roaring behind the two of them.
That's slightly epic. I'm just gonna actually be looking at this go on for a while and not actually interfere.
Noted.
Are you not going to tell anyone?
Nope.
This is too epic to do anything about.
Also, when you interfere with Mug in a fight, Mug always gets angry. I don't dare make Mug angry.
Noted.
I mean, this is the one case where Mug is actually going to get angry anyway because someone is trying to take away his shiny new sword.
This is going to be interesting. So,
Have I gotten this tapestry down yet?
so Bhajiri will unhook one side of the tapestry and effectively swing on it to get back down to the ground, and then shimmy back the other side and unhook it as well. Between the two of you, you'll have rolled it up, but you realize it's going to take basically the lot of you to get it out of here. So the best you can do is store it to the side somewhere.
I'll get Bhajiri to keep guard of this. So
Bhajiri
make-
happily pulls his spear out and sits down on top of it.
right, and then I'll try and figure out where the rest of the people went.
Yeah. I'm going to say Alara and Seda are going to come with you and make their way into the room behind Silas. The Mistwalkers have gathered up more soldiers and they've spilled into the room that you've left. and have started investigating the other doors up that way.
Right.
Silas,
Now back to the action.
as Alara and Seda comes in, Seda stares at this thing and slowly draws her sword and just looks at the fact that no one else seems to be helping Mug, and Alara sort of leans over next to you and goes, "Is Mug all right?"
Oh, yeah, Mug's fine. Mugs don't like being interrupted when they fight.
But this is not a fight. This is Mug. I think Mug is like screaming now. Give me back your sword!
Mug, can I get you to do another might roll?
Oh boy. Yeah, this one's not as impressive as the previous one, unfortunately. So he might lose the sword. He'll be very sad. He'll be very, very angry. Might is strength. Can I get anger bonus? No, probably can't.
How much have you
That
put
would
in?
have that would have required you to take like Berserker or something, right?
Was that a 14?
Yeah. Sorry, no. It's 19.
Oh, okay. The armored figure rips his grip and tries to pull the sword towards him. And just as he does that, you pull and sink both your feet, one of them on his shin, and kick backwards and stagger backwards. Mug, you have the sword.
Yeah! And the Mug is attacking.
The second you've broken his grip off the sword, he pulls the mace and charges. Roll initiative.
Yeah, finally. Mug is like, yeah! See, it's mine!
Let me also... So that sword is a 2d6 plus 5 for damage.
Oh, holy shit!
Oh my
Ooh.
Good thing we have that sword, huh?
And Mug just keeps picking up this shit.
Oh, you've stolen his weapon. He wants it back.
I know.
Right, so it rolled
Yeah, so...
9. What's its... Interestingly, it is probably going to go after you.
So it's a 13.
Yeah, it's gone after you, so you go first.
Oh, Mug can actually attack first.
Yep.
Yay! I mean, Mug is angry at this guy because he tries to steal his sword, so he wants to teach him a lesson.
Yep.
Why you don't steal other people's stuff?
Of course, you're
Okay.
teaching him a...
So if it connects, I'm going to have finally stunt points, but it might not be good enough. I use fighting on this one.
Yes, it is a fighting weapon. It is a two-handed bastard sword.
Yeah. So does it? Yeah. So it counts as a heavy blade. So I have that as a weapon
Yep.
group.
You've used these kind of
And,
weapons before.
Oh yeah. So I'm a novice in two-hander style, so I can push people back 2 meter and attack. Okay, just checking. Yeah. So +2 +3 plus. Oh, I probably don't have charge, but can I have aim?
Yep, you can aim.
Okay. Okay.
So, Verity, are you and Fen involving yourself in this fight as well?
I mean, at least I want to be there, and possibly,
Yeah, so-
probably, yeah.
It's not great. It might not.
Verity is the only one that can actually help Mug without Mug realizing.
Yeah. It's fine. Somehow
mean,
you're more resistant to magic and less likely to miss and stuff. So, you know.
Right, so 1 and... that is a hit, Mug.
Yeah. Okay, so It's 2d6, you said.
Let me just quickly pull up sweat and stats again. 2d6 plus 5.
Oh boy. Plus strength,
Yep, plus your strength.
right? Okay. And I have two. Wait, I also have two stun points.
Yep.
Pierce armor.
This thing is covered head to foot in thick metal armor.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a pierce armor, and wait, I think I actually picked up that talent that lets, instead of the novice and pistoleer, I picked up something that lets me do stuff. Like gets. I think it was it pierce armor that I get cheaper. Oh, I need to see the pinned post on it. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of damage, let me just say that the damage is 20 fucking points of damage.
Ouch. Noted.
So I'm definitely getting pierce armor. The question is if I still have a point or not after that. Because the pierce armor is normally 2.
It's normally 2,
Oh
yes.
no, I think I get knocked prone as 1 point, not the pierce armor.
Okay, yeah. You can try and knock
I
it prone.
I think that's. No, I only have 2 points.
Oh, right. Fair.
So I use it for pierce armor. Yes, pierce armor, and it's magical damage. I'm assuming. Yeah.
You're doing magical damage? Yep. So it has that many hit points.
Okay. Okay, and pierce armor. It gets pierce armored. And Mug is shouting, "This is what you get for trying to take my sword!"
20 points minus its armor. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because it can't use its armor against this.
It uses half its armor, which is still bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's heavy armored. Yeah.
So you swing a massive blow at this thing, aiming for a weak point just underneath the chin of the helm, and you rip the helm clean off it, sending it spinning across the ground. Underneath is it still has papery flesh on it, but it looks like it used to be an elf.
Oh, okay.
But where
Is it like a vampire?
it is not a vampire, it has glowing red eyes. It appears to be dead, but powered by some sort of magic. And despite the fact that it looks dead, it looks like it's intelligent.
Ooh, it's exciting. Mug is excited about this.
Basically, where you'd normally expect an undead to not pay any attention, or not to show any emotion, this thing sneers at you.
Oh. I mean, I don't think Mug knows that anyway, so...
Well, it reacts to you, so you'd notice that. You might not know that it's not meant to, but everyone else in the room would. So it's going to swing its mace at you in return. So that was 16.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Right, yep, so does that. 13 damage.
But it's not pierce armor.
Nope, yeah, it didn't stunt on that. Basically, it steps forward and swings this mace in a blow against your side. Some of it, your armor absorbs some of it, but you do feel massive amount of bruising and almost feel like one of your ribs creaks under the pressure.
Oh, that's a good hit. So the question is, I can't remember. Did Mug get any damage from the gargoyle fight? Because before that, I don't think he had any damage.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the gargoyles damaged any of you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
Okay.
that's right.
Okay.
You counted their
Okay,
ambush badly.
Yep. Okay. That's fine. So yeah, that's 9 points of damage for me for now.
Yep. So you can take another shot unless someone wants to intervene.
Oh,
I wanted to do
is Mug at the
things.
top? Or? Yeah. So others should get a chance as well. Or
When Haldir
I-
shows up,
I-
he's definitely
yeah.
also gonna do things.
Yep.
I want to do things. Haldir wants to do things.
Radio. So if you want to step into the fight, all right. So that was 19 for initiative on Haldir as well. So let's.
Is Wisp bound by this willpower thing?
Nope. It's only any time you try to act against it. So. Speaking of which, Wisp, can you roll your dexterity to try and throw this rope over it?
Point was to try and like get it so Mug could get the rope. There's no point trying to attach myself now.
That's right.
You can still attach yourself.
Do I look like I have a death wish?
I mean,
That depends if you're gonna throw that rope or not.
No. The idea was to get the sword to Mug.
That's what they all say.
So it's going to enter the turn order on
But now you could get the mace from him.
10. Right. So currently, I see.
I mean, I could.
So Silas,
Wouldn't-
you've been watching. Are you going to hold off until it looks like it's almost on last legs, or are you going to intervene at any point?
I'm gonna hold off for now.
Radio. What I'll say is roll an initiative, and you'll hold your actions until a point when you want to jump in. Anyone who's going to be directly casting a spell or a attack against this creature, please roll a willpower or courage first. 15 for Silas. Noted. So on the new turn order, Haldir, you're up first.
Great. I would like to do my communications performance roll to try and give a reroll to Mug.
Noted. Yep.
And I have 4 stun points, so I can add 4 extra people.
Okay.
So Mug,
yeah.
Verity, Wisp, and Silas. So
What happens?
you all have rerolls, and I have one more.
You've
So
got both
I-
Sadra and Alara in the room.
And then-
There's also a dragon.
There is also the dragon.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna give the dragon a reroll as well.
are any of the stormtroopers here or no?
Nope, they've gone into a different room.
They're
Sweet.
called Mist Wraiths. I feel bad for these guys.
Are they though? Are they really?
To be honest, they're lightly armored down here, and they went up against creatures that were very high damage output.
I mean, yeah, I just can't remember names for any of, like, to save my life. I just know that they're soldiers and there was something about weather. Therefore, stormtroopers.
Can I keep asking those Mist Wraiths to, like, stay back a bit?
They're not there.
They've gone up the other way, so they haven't entered the room that you're in.
Fuck, so we're
So
gonna find the thing first.
where you've gone south, they've gone north.
So it's either they die and I'm gonna lose my leverage of saving them, or they kill the thing first and we lose 1,000 gold.
Unless this is the thing? Is this the thing?
This is decidedly
probably
not the
isn't.
thing, I think.
Okay.
We're looking to find the vampire leader.
Hmm.
This is probably not a vampire leader.
Where is?
Wait, can we ask if it responds to the name K?
You
try
can-
yelling
shout it.
K at it.
You can shout something
Mm-hmm.
at it.
I'd
Yeah.
like to shout at it.
Oi, Kay, over here.
You
Is that
okay, mate?
UK?
Radio.
Oi, UK, mate.
So, bear with me a minute. I'm just reordering the turn orders.
This is new. Sorry, I just realized that Hero Forge now has an option where if your mini has a tail, he can wield a weapon with it.
Oh.
5, 6. Oh, hang on. Four, 5, 6, 7. That makes him 8, and that's 9. Right. So, Silas is basically leaning up against the wall watching, and then he shouts out at this creature, "IUK." It turns its face and looks directly at you, Silas, and in a voice that sounds like basically crinkling parchment, it whispers loud enough for you to hear it across the other end of the room. "I will bring your corpses to the mistress."
What?
I'll take
I will
that as a
bring your
yes.
corpse-
We're gonna kill this thing. This is the moment that I start joining in this battle.
Noted.
Can I use my held action?
Yes, you can use your held action.
I'm gonna assume that Mug is still in close proximity to this thing.
So, what I'll just quickly check, because someone is, well, I'll say a little dragon is up in the turn order on you. Is the dragon holding its action for you, Verity? Or is it going to move out of turn ahead of your turn order? Verity?
Verity. Olea.
If we don't have a Verity, I'll just say it will hold until... So, yep, Silas, you're up next. So, you get your held action.
So this is my held action from like last turn, right?
From the start of the fight, yes, and then you'll get your actual turn.
Awesome. I'm gonna, Mug is between me and the thing.
Mug is sort of standing about a meter away from it because he's got the reach with this sword to do as he wants without being right up next to it.
Okay, I'm gonna run in.
Yep.
And I'm gonna, learn from our plan last time and actually commit.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and stab this thing in the knee with my fire dagger, because apparently that's like 4 times as effective as my actual weapons.
Yep. So +1 for your charge. Also add +1 because you outnumber him 2 to 1.
Okay, so that will be 6 plus 6 plus 5.
We are flanking it.
Yes, because he's too busy focusing on you, Mug. He's not going to be able to defend against this very well.
So I just realized for my dagger, I use accuracy to try and hit, right?
Yep.
Fucking hell, why the heck is this thing so much more useful than my actual, rifles and pistols?
Depends on how you're using it. The difference between your rifles and pistols is often they don't get to attack you back.
Well, to be fair, with this thing so far, I've pretty much slaughtered. So that also makes things not fight back.
Yep.
Also, I forgot how to math because I added 6, 6, 5, 5, 1, 2, and 1, and it came to a total of 62 somehow. That's not correct.
What? That's not the right math, is it?
24. I just wrote the numbers the wrong way. It was a 26 to try and hit.
That is a hit. Basically, you've
What
rushed
were you
in
complaining about?
and you've sunk this blade in a gap between his armor.
Yes.
Roll your damage.
Okay, I get 6 stun points as well.
Yep.
Which I'm gonna... Ooh, is that worth it? Yeah, I'm gonna lethal blow,
Yep.
and I'm gonna skirmish it away from me.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Because knock prone is one too expensive, unfortunately. Okay, am I faster than this thing?
Definitely.
Nice. So that means pinpoint attack is 1 damage.
Yep.
For fire damage. And the rest of it is dagger damage. Wait, do I add fighting to the damage here? For the dagger?
No, you'd be adding your strength.
Oh, much, much better. Thank you.
Yeah. So. Oh, hang on. Is it a?
10, 11, 12.
I'll say strength for the what you're trying to do, but I might need to correct that at a later point. Let me
Aw.
just-
That will nerf my dagger by like 3 points for every attack.
It's definitely not fighting. It's either strength or dexterity. I'll need to double check.
Okay, I'm fine with either. That doesn't like actually change it much. So this dagger is dealing 12 dagger damage, 4 fire damage, and 1 pinpoint damage.
Bear with me very quickly while I double check daggers. No, actually, it's your strength, yeah.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So you did 12 damage
Yeah,
altogether.
plus the 4 fire and the 1 pinpoint.
Right, so
I assume for armor is total, so 17?
Did anything happen? Sorry.
sorry, we're just
we
adding up
found
all the
out that-
damage.
You're good,
We,
Mark.
we found out that I deal strength damage for the dagger.
Yep.
Ah.
So for stunts you used
The stunts I used were lethal blow and skirmish.
right. So with 12 damage in total.
That would be 17 damage for the armor, right? Because the fire damage is included normally in the thing, but I separated only.
Oh,
the
you separated it out.
types.
Got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The pinpoint also gets added to that, I assume.
Yep.
So that would be a 17 total for what the armor deduction comes from.
Yep, that's what I wanted to double check. Because he is extremely heavily armored. So the dagger sort of sinks through this gap, but gets to a point where it jams in his armor. So you don't get anywhere near to getting it up to the hilt. But you do feel resistance as you're cutting into him. And, of course, you do smell burning as you rip it out.
Good.
Is it reacting to it?
It just turns a glare on Silas. And at this stage, Silas can actually get... I didn't make you do your willpower, have I?
No.
Yeah, so at this, can I actually get you to do a willpower? Because you've launched a sneak attack on him from behind.
So you're only just coming face to face with him.
So do I get? I add my. I have to add my willpower, right? There's
It's
no way-
willpower and courage, if you have courage.
No. It's Silas. So I
Brave,
rolled
brave, so
really well,
Silas.
but I have a -1 as well, so
That's right.
15 total.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, I
Uh,
rolled
that-
5.
That is actually enough. So despite the fact that this thing glares at you and its eyes flash red, and you feel this sense of dread start to overtake, but you shake it off, you can actually make your second move and can still attack.
I feel like this is a perfect moment to stab him again.
Go for it.
Sorry, Mug.
What? You keep attacking it.
Triple
It's a
one.
triple one.
Oh my god. A
And you
triple one
close-
on attacking again, or?
Yes, it's a triple one on attacking it.
Oh,
Right,
God,
yeah.
Thanks.
Luckily, it's
Just
not
drop
my
the
life this
dagger.
time.
Are you going to attack Mug now? Oh.
Maybe.
That is a possibility because you are the nearest thing.
So,
I hope it's something else.
you go for another attack and swing this dagger up again. And as you do, you misjudge where you're swinging and the fact that he had been knocked off kilter by your first blow. And you stumble when you try to find the resistance to sort of leverage off him. As you stumble, you find yourself between him and Mug, and he lashes a hand out and grabs you.
Ooh.
Oh.
So he grabs me.
Yep, you've just been grappled by him.
Wait. Silas, I
Yeah?
gave you a reroll.
Can I indeed reroll this triple one? Thank
Yep.
you for the.
You can re-roll it. So he's going to have, as you've stumbled, made the attempt to grab you.
Okay, much better.
Giving people rerolls. Best way to get rid of the triple
Yep.
ones.
Yeah, that's a great way against triple ones.
It was a damage. I don't get charge now, but do I get flank still?
You get aim, and because it's still 2-on-1, you still get the +1 for that.
Ooh, I get aim, which is doubled for me. Oh no, wait, only doubled for black powder weapons. Never
Yep.
mind.
Yeah.
8, 10, 13, 14 to hit then?
Bear with me, just pulling
I
you up
think
again.
if I'm not-
14 is a hit.
It was pretty funny as it's trying to grab you. You just attack it.
Or
you
yeah.
feel his gauntleted hand grab you on the shoulder, and you use that in a moment of inspiration from Haldir's music. Use that to push yourself down and swing your dagger up and hit him in the armpit.
Yeah.
What weapon is he using right now?
Sorry?
What weapon is he using? I have 4 stun points and I'm debating if I want to disarm him.
He is using a one-handed mace.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
In that case, I'd like to disarm him and I'd also like to knock him prone.
Go for it.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so the knock prone it works.
I'm just double checking if he's got any resistances.
Well, for the knock prone, there's no,
There
it's
might be
on
if it's a
stun-
monster.
Some of the monsters can resist, such as those minotaurs you went up against. But he does not. So actually, and you could disarm him, right, as well?
Yes, I'm gonna attempt to disarm him as well.
Right. He has to roll against that, doesn't he?
Yes,
You and
that
your
one-
opponent must make an opposed attack roll.
Right. So roll a second attack roll just to work out what you're up against, because he's got that. But regardless, as you swung and hit him, you've swept a foot underneath, behind his legs, and you've basically hit your momentum, his momentum, and your sweeping foot to knock him clean on his back.
Okay, I'd like to use my second attack was a 6 + 3 + 2.
Wasn't this your second attack?
Yes, but I needed to roll one for the
Yeah, to compare against his attack roll.
disarm.
So
Wait, so we're not just doing what we did last time and have me use the roll from the attack?
basically, this wasn't a chance to give you a chance to knock it out of his hands because he rolled real well.
Okay, in that case, yeah, it was a 6, a 3, and a 2, and I get to add my 2 and my 1 again, I guess.
Yep.
So that would be 6 + 3 + 2 is 11, 13, 14, 15.
15 versus what he got. He actually is going to hold on to his weapon, but he's going to wind up flat on his ass.
I'm gonna laugh at him.
That's all the better for Mug to attack him from the top. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
they're probably the same height now.
He
You
is
do
currently
get a
prone.
+1 when attacking in melee against the prone target.
Yep. There's going to be all sorts of
You get a
bonuses going
plus
out.
what?
+1 when he's prone and you've got a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Let's just say that we'll be
Okay.
handling out bonuses like confetti. So that's Silas's turn. Fourth up is Seda, who's just going to charge on in. And she's going to do so much better than she did last time. Pulled up her sheet so I can get her weapon damage, which is that. Except that she rolled rubbish on her damage roll. So Seda's going to rush on up and she's going to swing her blade downwards. It's going to skitter along the armor of this creature.
Oh.
Next on the
Pretty
turn order.
tough.
Yep. She is swearing quite heartily in Orcish. Verity is up. If we have a Verity.
Yes, can you not hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay, great. Can I do some kind of intelligence check thing to see what this thing is?
Yep. So, intelligence law. I will base it off... you've got religion, right?
Yep.
Yep, use that.
It's a 17.
Rightio. You've heard stories, usually linked to your own religious traditions and the battles and crusades you've had against the Vudrians in the past. This creature is, as far as you can tell, a charnel knight.
A what?
A charnel knight, a elite trooper from Vudria, or
Oh.
something that they were able to create. It's undead but intelligent, and not only that is it intelligent, it acts as a commander for other undead.
Right.
You've
Do I
heard
know-
myths and stories of the fact that these things would be able to lead undead and make them fight just as well as living creatures.
But they're not generally considered like vampires.
It is definitely not a vampire. They usually serve directly under a vampire.
Do I know anything about any of their weaknesses or strengths?
You know that they... let me pull up its stats just so I can give you the exact stuff. Firstly, they don't need to sleep, rest, eat, drink, or breathe. Likewise, it empowers other undead nearby, making them fight more like the living. And lastly, just being in the presence of this thing can attack the willpower of people around it or the living around it. There's been stories of champions that have effectively lost all the will to fight just in the face of these creatures.
Right. Do I know if that's a magical
Not Mug.
effect?
You're aware that it is a potent ability it has, but it doesn't seem to be a spell. At least not in terms of the magic that you use. It's more just the effect, magics that create this thing.
Yeah, so my
create
spell ward wouldn't do anything.
No, it creates a natural aversion in the living. And it affects all living creatures, not just the sentient intelligence ones. The only other stories you have is that they've been known to rip through groups of soldiers on their own.
I'm gonna try and do a courage test. Was that also willpower or?
It is a willpower courage.
An 11.
An 11.
I think that wasn't enough. From what I
Nope.
remember
Were you planning to attack it or cast a spell directly on it?
I was planning to cast a spell on it.
Yeah, as you sort of mentally prepare to cast a spell, like the dread, you feel the dread start to kick in, and for a moment you just absolutely panic at the thought that this thing has taken and destroyed champions, even of your own nation.
Oh wait, I can reroll that.
Yes, you can.
Fuck
Aha!
So do your
As you
reroll.
feel the dread
Probably
creeping in.
that. As you feel the dread, no.
Haldir's music
That's a 17.
inspires.
Okay.
No.
As the dread kicks in, you remember the stories of the fact that these kind of creatures have ripped through soldiers and even champions of your own country. But this particular one is lying flat on its ass and has been kicked over by Silas. It doesn't look that tough. Cast your spell.
Wait. So I'm gonna cast.
How tough can
Puppets
it
of
really
Fate?
be?
So, yep.
It also was unmasked by
By Mug.
by Mug.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
I
we
very,
using
very,
them
very
for,
much cast Puppets of Fate. That's almost a 666. It's a 665.
Okay.
So I have 6 stun points. Let me just look at the thing. Does it have any magical effects on it that I can end?
Currently, no.
No.
Um,
Then I think I'll use 3 of the stun points to increase the spell power of it.
Yep.
From 14 to 17.
Yep.
And then I don't think I can do that again, right?
No, you can't do that multiple times, but you've still got 3 points on it.
So I guess.
How long's it normally last?
I think it's to the end of the scene, something like
Yeah.
that. It's
That's alright.
and it's 6 times. It's the 6 stun points, so at least
Yeah.
it's
So,
So I'll increase the thing to 17, and then I'll
you can add a magic shield to yourself and add +2
Yeah,
bonus. Take the bonus defense in the meantime.
yeah, pretty much. I'll just take the bonus defense.
Noted. So,
And
that's
then-
Remainder of the encounter is what the power
Yeah.
effect says.
not a problem. Just double checking because otherwise you can extend spells for 3 points, but not worthwhile when
Yeah.
it's already lasting long
Most
enough.
of my spells are just like until the end of the scene or until you've used up the charters.
That's fine.
Because
Rightio.
yeah.
So,
and then I'm gonna, since there's no stormtroopers here, I'm gonna send
Fenin.
Venin.
Yep. So he can go.
Stormtroopers.
I am sorry, okay? Don't. So I'm just gonna. Well, he needs to do a willpower thing too, right? And that's also courage.
Yes.
He's gonna use that reroll. Reroll is fine. Rerolls is
Okay.
great.
We're going through these rerolls real fast.
I mean, he rolled a 1, and a 2. And he has the courage willpower thing. Okay, that's better. That's a 16.
16, that passes, yep.
And then he's gonna.
Proves how devastating these things could actually be, to be honest, when even a dragon wants to hide.
The dragon's like,
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, to be honest, it is a baby dragon.
It is a baby joint.
Yeah. Oh, and this is why the reroll is so powerful, because this is one of the most important checks you can have
Yeah.
against it, whether you want to fight it or not.
So he
like,
attacks for 20, or he attacks with a 21.
That's going to hit.
Also, if it gets half your party not to do anything
And
to help you,
he
that's pretty
does
lethal.
12 damage.
12 damage. Noted. Did he stunt at all or no?
No, only on the courage thing.
Alright, that's fine. I'll take that damage. So that has been Silas, Mug, and now our little dragon friend are in melee range. Let me just double check if that does. Yes, it does.
Sorry?
Everyone,
It does what?
everyone now gets a +2 for him being surrounded by 3 enemies
Oh wow, cool.
instead of the +1. So next on the turn order, that was Verity and the Held Fen. 6. Mug, you're up.
Yeah. Okay, Mug is like,
Yeah, look at you now. You're not even funny.
no. And then the Mug goes against him, so we get a +2. Ah.
You get
Okay,
that.
okay.
You basically get a +4 in total. +1 for aiming, +2 for surrounding him, and +1 because he's still flat on his backside.
The thing is, I really prefer if I just got stun points, because that's +4 to it, isn't it? And then if I add all that together, and
Yep.
then I add my fighting to it as well. So that's I just wish I could get stun points instead of all these extra situational.
Just roll
things.
better.
No, I rolled well enough.
That is a
but I
hit.
don't have any stun points.
To be honest, the weapon you're using, it bypasses his armor relatively easy, based on sheer damage output.
Okay.
It is a big ass sword.
Yep.
That's the point. Is the sword bigger than Mug?
If you balance the tip on the ground, which you're not meant to do with swords, yes.
So you guys know, like, the base damage that Mug can do with it is 12. So that's the minimum Mug can do with this thing.
See, this is where you don't really need the stunt points to do the extra damage.
I know.
Was that 17 damage?
17, yeah.
Alrightio, noted. So you slash at him and basically tear a rent in his armor. Whoops. His hit points are meant to go down, not up. Fixed. So.
Yeah, don't make his hit points go up from there.
That was accidental.
Yeah.
Of course.
So.
Is there anything else Mug could do instead of the aim? Because, like, there's no point in aiming when it's just a guy prone on the ground.
Well, you can choose to do the all-out attack.
If you do the all-out, from memory, that ups your damage by +1.
Yeah, let's do that. So +1 to damage.
Yeah, I'll add it onto that since you really didn't need to aim. And Mug's more likely to all-out anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'll say that's 18, but I'll just... Okay.
Yep, that's fine. We can easily add that on. So that was Mug laying into him with the two-handed sword that he's stolen from him. Whisp, you're up.
It's his sword now, excuse me.
I do want to try an attack.
You want to try attack? Yep.
Yeah.
So feel free to roll another willpower.
Another 12.
Another 12?
Will Wisp conquer her fears?
Would I be able to then try and put one of those chocolates in his mouth then?
You may.
You're allowing this because it's funny, not because it makes sense.
Remember, you also have a reroll.
I'd
If
rather
you
do the
want.
chocolate thing. It's fine.
The
Fair,
chocolate is funnier
I'm just
anyway.
reminding you.
I know.
So, what I'll say is do a dexterity. And you will get to add the +3 to this. Because he's on his ground and he's very distracted by everyone else. And I need to pull up his stats again because you're effectively going to do this.
Scene.
16? Yep. So you just jam the chocolate into his mouth. How much do you put in?
I love this sentence. This should be the close of tonight.
I'll try 3.
So you jam 3 things of chocolate into his mouth and slam his mouth shut over it.
Sure.
And
I mean, I highly doubt he's breathing properly, so, like, holding his nose isn't going to help, is it?
as far as you can tell, not really all that much.
I believe in you.
He struggles a bit, and then you see the glow in his eyes dull a little.
This is some strong chocolate.
So effectively, I've just made him a tad woozy. Have fun, guys.
Radio. So
It's
ask
okay,
for
it will
Wisp.
help. I mean, we're already destroying it. Don't worry.
Radio. Let's see what he does now.
And I also feel like
Remember
this is
to
meant
have
to be
him
like a
roll for
really
shit.
tough
Yep,
enemy.
I just made him roll. Oh god. No, that means he automatically fails.
Imagine being this elite badass.
He's already at
and then-
disadvantage and he's puppeted fated. So he tries to get himself up and Wisp, as you back away, the way he's moving and acting is almost looks like he's drunk. And he slips to the floor multiple times.
Oh my god. I almost feel sorry for these enemies.
Like, imagine being this badass and then an angry dwarf shows up with your sword, try to get it, but it keeps holding on, and then suddenly you're underground getting thrown something in your mouth and just humiliating.
At this stage, he's basically flailing prone and helpless on the ground, unable to get any approaches to get himself up.
I'm really starting to feel sorry for this thing.
Sada's going to step back just slightly out of range, and she's going to look at you, Mug, and go, You know what? I think it's your honours to put this thing out of its damn misery.
It's a mighty opponent. We
She's just looking back down at it, going, well, from up here, it looks pretty pathetic. At this stage, it is completely incapable of fighting you.
Finish him.
Everyone just steps back and be like, "Go ahead, Mugs. You got this."
Okay, so I feel like Mug is going to take that on and
Yep. So,
finish it off.
yep.
Can Mug decapitate it with its own sword?
Mug, you walk up, plant a foot clean in its chest, and push it back down to the ground, and then swing the blade right at the neck.
Oh, that's badass.
As its head flies across the room, rolling, Verity, you see the hammer hanging at Mug's hip flash and all the runes vanish.
Oh,
I
it
think
becomes
your
just more and
hammer
more
is
hammer.
safe now.
So, yep. I think at this stage, because it's quite late for some people, we might leave it here.
Yeah, that was pretty epic, people.
We get a yo-ho from people, and we'll let those that need to head off to bed due to it being late get to some sleep.
Yo.
Yo-ho. Yo-ho.